Over the past 8 years, I've witnessed the whole cycle of life-changing injury, evacuating soldiers and local Afghans to hospital, flying home from Afghanistan with some of those critically injured, meeting others in hospital coming to terms with life-changing injuries. I can only begin to imagine how challenging the journey of recovery is, but the admiration I have for these men and women to move beyond their injuries is limitless. Each of them have come such a long way. Even making it to the start line is a huge achievement. Their stories are amazing as they are unique. However, they all share one thing: sport. Sport has been the vehicle for their recovery, allowing them to channel their passion into what can be achieved rather than what can't. Your stories move, inspire, and humble us. You prove that anything is possible if you have the will. Welcome to the Games. Welcome to Invictus.
Welcome back to the Olympic Park, the final day of the Invictus Games. And if you cast your minds back to the first day, we said we're going to be taken through the full range of emotions, and that has certainly happened, encapsulated, I think, perfectly by that opening ceremony speech from Prince Harry. So it's the final day. Let's make the most of it, which frankly shouldn't be too difficult, should it, given what has gone before, particularly in the copper box. The atmosphere there has been simply amazing. It has lifted the British Armed Forces team in both wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball to stunning victories over the United States. So a couple of gold medals there, many more besides. The organisers of the Invictus Games, they were keen to emphasise participation over medal winning. So they're not promoting a medal table as you'd routinely see in an Olympic or Paralympic Games, but if there was one, it would look like this. Very pleasant reading for the British Armed Forces, perhaps less so for the Americans. That is now going to combust. You're never going to see it again, well, maybe once or twice. Let me also make you aware of the Invictus Games section on the BBC website. Really is outstanding. All the information you'd ever want, so please do take a look. Right, the copper box has certainly been the place to be. Some stunning victories in wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball. Now it's the turn of sitting volleyball. Can they make it 3 in a row? Well, let's meet the guys and girls who hope to make it so.
When I serve, I tend to look at people on the other side of the court who you think might be vulnerable.
When you're receiving the ball, you're trying to angle your body and get that ball high as you can so they can set someone else up for a great shot.
Sitting volleyball is based on the standing game of volleyball, except everybody's sitting on the floor. But because the net's a lot lower, the court's smaller, it's a lot quicker. It's a very fast game, big hits, a lot of movement. I like the aggression. There's not a lot of sports where you spend quite a lot of time when you're face-to-face through a really thin net and you can sort of high-ball each other quite well. It's the fact you get to hit balls at people. I love that. So things we're looking for: high ball, passes off the net, give the setters something to work with. The coaching and playing at the same time can be quite difficult. Once you go onto the court, there's not a lot you can do. You can make small adjustments, give people little bits of advice, but if you try and give people too much information, it's just overload.
Concentration at the back, be ready for it, anticipate the things. Don't want to hear any excuses, just get the job done, yeah?
I describe my coaching style as kind, gentle and good-natured. Other people may differ. I'm a little bit shouty at times.
Charlie as a coach.
Corey, Matt, stop hitting things in the net.
Just a lovable teddy bear.
The progression's really good, so we've got quite a mix of people. So we've got people who've played before, people who haven't done anything before. So it's getting them all in the same speed and knowing the game plan and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's coming on nicely. I think we'll be ready to go come September.
Got to get the transfers right in the rotations. High ball, let's get the swings. Right, let's do it.
Yep. 2, 3, ah!
The team spirit's really good at the minute. We're still learning together, so every day we train. The spirit and the team just get stronger and stronger. Even if you've not met someone before, you know, you click with them straight away and you feel like you've known them forever. Playing sitting volleyball has pretty much saved me, to be honest. It's keeping me all my negative energy. I've focused it into the sport.
I just
got exploded by the IED, which was in 2010. I lost my both leg above me and 2 fingers from my right hand. I missed my finger while playing volleyball, but nowadays I'm quite used to it.
End of 2008, went over IED, smashed my both legs, but still had my legs, but they got infected. It took me about a year to walk on my prosthetics without the sticks.
Playing sitting volleyball refreshes your mind and kind of filled with all the positive energy in your body.
And it involves also fitness, and it helps progressive recovery as well.
Yeah, we are feeling very proud to be in Invictus Games.
So Prince Harry's had a go at sitting volleyball a couple of times. First time we saw him was out at the Warrior Games in Colorado in 2013. And he came and had a go at the game. He's pretty handy, so if he ever loses a leg, we might get hold of him.
Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants that gold medal. When I lead the players up in front of the crowd, you know, to have the flag there and hear the anthem be played and to know that you're representing the armed forces as a whole, I'm extremely privileged, very happy and looking forward to it.
So the organisers emphasising participation, but the teams certainly aren't. They want to win. Charlie Walker involved again. He played in the rugby and in the basketball, and alongside me in the studio, one of his teammates from London 2012, Martine Wright. Martine, you're very welcome.
Thank you for inviting me in.
Is it good to be back and getting the Olympic and Paralympic vibe again?
I don't think there's a view that can beat that view there. It's just so amazing being back. I mean, the last time I was here, it was actually part of the Paralympics in 2012. So I just count myself lucky that I'm back here.
And your story really is inextricably linked with the 2012 story, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, and maybe in thousands of people's minds out there, the 6th of July, 2005 now, was the day that London had announced that it won the Olympic and Paralympic bid. And the 7th of July, that morning, was the fateful morning that the bombs went off. And yeah, that was the whole reason why I was late that morning, was I was celebrating the night before. And I remember that morning, you know, on the tube, just before the explosions happened, reading the paper. And you obviously couldn't turn the paper with every single inch of it. It was covered about how London had won the Olympic and Paralympic bid. And now in what I feel is a very weird twist of fate, and I believe a journey that I was always meant to make, that number one, I competed here, and number two, I keep coming back and again and again. So, yeah.
It was obviously horrific, but you have turned it into something very positive.
Well, I mean, I'm a true believer in the power of sport, and this is what's so fantastic about the Invictus Games. I mean, all these guys and women are products. They're you know, an important part of their rehabilitation was sport, and you know, just from their expressions, or also their families in the crowds and things like that, and the crowds as well. I mean, this is where we've got this national identity again. We've got, you know, people dusting off their Union Jacks, just ready in support. But, you know, I'm a true believer of the power of sport, and you've just got to look at the girls and the guys on the court, or in the pool, whatever they're doing, and believe that that's given them something that they would never have had.
Yeah, we're going to catch up with the semi-finals, which happened earlier, shortly. But before we see them, just give us an insight into sitting volleyball. What should we look out for? What are the tactics?
Sitting volleyball as a game is very similar to standing volleyball. So there's 6 players on court. The main differences with sitting volleyball is, as you would hopefully think sitting volleyball is, you actually sit on the floor. Ironically, you're never still, you're always moving, and movement's a big part of the game. But the main difference is the court is smaller, the net is lower, so it's women's height is 110, men's height is 115, and it's a faster game as a result of the net lower and the players being on the floor. It's a very fast, dynamic game, but it's basically a 3-touch game, you know, hopefully defend, set, hit. And
in terms of the classifications, yeah. I mean, some people when they watch it might be surprised to see that players will stand up at the end of a match. So what's the mix of classification?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think that's quite rare in Paralympic sport. And I remember my mum at the Paralympics, the first game that she saw us play in the XL centre, and you know, she came up to me after and said, "But that's not fair. They had at least 4 players that were walking off court." And I sort of said, "Look, Mum, you know, we've all got different disabilities, and yet some of them, there's only 2 classifications at Paralympics and other major sporting events. Is one's D, so D is disabled, so that's someone that's lost a limb, or someone that might have paralysis of a certain limb, or something like that. And then you've got MD, which is minimally disabled, so that might be someone that's got a back problem, you know, some sort of foot problem, like you have people that have got club foots and things like that. But on court at a time, out of the 6 players that are on, you're only allowed 1 MD. So yes, the classification is slightly different within the Invictus Games. There's 3 categories. But obviously they've done that because, you know, a lot of these guys haven't been playing for that long.
Indeed.
But they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant.
No, it's been some great action. The pool stages happened earlier on. Semi-finals today in the Copper Box, so we can look at the lineup there. The British Armed Forces up against Georgia and the Netherlands up against the USA. British Armed Forces, they won the first set. We're going to join the second set. They're serving in the second set, leading 10-3. Jonathan Ledyard and Martine are commentating.
Good call. We could see what was happening.
Georgia just needs to make that very small adjustment just to get the serve and get the ball in court. Lack of communication there from GB.
One of the key elements of sitting volleyball, as much as movement, communication.
Oh, definitely.
So, rare point for Georgia, their 4th of this set. Markaz Gelashashvili, the captain, to serve. Good deep serve as well. Great Britain win it. First time they've been pushed back a little bit there, challenged. Georgia coming back off the ropes, as you might say. Tony Harris. Good deep serve. As soon as you're reaching over your head, you're in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, no, you are. I mean, the idea is that if it goes over your head and you're about 6 foot, then it means it's going out. And also you have that, you have the blockers at the front, and then the back row, you do have a space there. So if it goes over your head once you're at the net, it's the ownership of the back line.
Lovely touch.
That was great 3-touch play, and again, this is what's going to come from playing together a lot of the time. Is Charlie got a high ball up, got it over to the setter, and then a spike was made.
Perfect save.
Yeah, it's just Tony. A little bit of communication there again. And this is where you've got to shout as loud as you can when you say mine, mine. But
defensive specialist comes on. Netra Rana, and Tony Harris goes off. Just waiting for the spike. Good block. And good point.
That's covering at the back. The back row need to make sure that they cover the balls that are coming over from the block. But it just fell short of Charlie there.
Good change of tactic there by Georgia, moving it swiftly down the middle. But to no avail. Great Britain, 10 points clear, needing 9 more for the set and the match. Francave to serve. Been playing the game for 3 months, and already you can tell, knows what he's doing, really taken to it. Good block. But that is a Georgia point.
That's right. Oh, well up from Georgia there.
Little touch to the fingertips.
You see, Georgia did well there. They were at the net. They were being defensive. They just need to come in together with that block. You know, just supporting each other there at the front of the net. Perfect.
Lovely judge serve by Limbu. On a high from that gold in the sprint, now going for gold in the sitting volleyball. 7 points more needed. Going for the ace, just wide.
Exactly, great idea, but literally millimetres off.
Had dragged the Georgian team away from that side, but just couldn't quite measure it inside the line. Oh, great rescue. And that's a touch for Great Britain.
Yeah.
2 touch by Georgia, so Great Britain 19-8. Off goes Rana, the libero. On comes Tony Harris to the net, the front part of the court. Another good serve. 5 points needed for Great Britain to get past Georgia, and it's another timeout for Georgia. Nav to serve for Great Britain. Point to Georgia. They've now got 9 in the match, which is 1 more than they got in the first set, which Great Britain took 25-8. Best of 3. If it does go to a third set, then it would be the first of 15. That's going out and left perfectly by Rana.
And again, with the experience that Rana has, you wouldn't expect him to go for those balls. He knows where the boundaries are.
Corey Mapp, the captain. High set. Oh. Frank Ave, cross court.
Brilliant. He meant that one, didn't he? Absolutely fantastic. Again, look, an example of brilliant free-touch play. Ball's high, sets it up, and boom. No one's going to get that.
Oh, little touch by Ave. But it's a Georgia point reaching over the net. Gulade Todua to serve for Georgia. They're into double figures. And they've got another point.
Good try there. I mean, that is good movement, and that's a team that works well together. They're all supporting each other, but just a little bit, you know, far away from the ball there.
You won't be happy with that serve. The serve has to go in, doesn't it? I know that's obvious, but that's frustrating.
It does have to go in within the white lines, yeah.
Because it's not only a point conceded, it's also the initiative conceded. And here is Charlie Walker, who served 4 aces earlier. And he's now set himself up for max point. 24-11. The player coach is about to serve for the match, which will send Great Britain through to the final. That's out. And Great Britain have won 25-11. A job done expertly with minimum fuss, maximum efficiency. Georgia played their part in only their 4th ever match in this competitive arena. But Charlie Walker, player coach for Great Britain, will now be playing for goal in his 3rd final in the copper box. Wheelchair rugby, wheelchair basketball, and now sitting volleyball. The finals coming up against either the Netherlands or the USA. Charlie, 2 sets to love against Georgia. How impressed were you? How pleased were you by the performance?
Yeah, we were trying to sort of knock the nerves out. First game out, you know, it's like a glass box of emotion in here. So, you know, it's trying to get the nerves out and sort of just play our game and get ready for tonight, really.
How confident are you all feeling? Because you've done so well so far. You've again gone through the next hurdle. One more to go before you could be putting a gold medal around your neck.
Yeah, we're under no illusions. It's going to be really hard tonight. You know, whoever we play in the final, it's going to be a tough game. But we're going to bring our A game and hopefully take our gold.
And personally, gold medal on Friday night, gold medal on Saturday night. What about a 3rd gold medal on Sunday?
That's the plan. That's what we're going for. You know, we've got the whole team to do it as well, so it's going to be good.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And this is match point in the other semi-final. It was USA versus Netherlands, and that meant USA went through to face the British Armed Forces in that final with a 2 sets to love victory. Great anticipation in the copper box. And afterwards, Jonathan Ledyard, well, he spoke to America's star player, Monica Southall.
So just a thought about the final against Great Britain. You got against a top team, against a home crowd. What have you got in your locker which is going to trouble them?
Me, I'm going to be the trouble for them because I'm going to make sure I give good passes and good sets to my hitters, and they're going to do their job to make sure that we come out with the victory. They're not going to get 3 in a row today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So just to confirm the medal matches, for bronze medal it's Georgia versus Netherlands, and then the gold medal match, once again, it is the British Armed Forces against the USA in the copper box. So Martine, the final we all wanted, but let's start with Georgia.
Yeah.
7 in their team altogether, not just
the whole squad.
The whole
All
squad.
sports.
And they'd hardly played it, had they?
No, apparently not. They said they played it for about 4 days earlier. They admitted that they
4 days.
4 days. They'd been on YouTube and watched lots of footage, but apparently they've just had a few days training.
And your mate in Portsmouth,
yes,
has been helping them. How did that come
Richard,
about?
Yeah. Well, he turned up to the heats this week to have a look around, and saw Team Georgia play, and sort of went up to them and said, you know, if there's anything you need explaining, I'm here to help. And they said, could you do more than that? We need to know everything. And now, obviously, he's the stepping coach for them. But he's got a wealth of knowledge, so I'm sure, you know, Georgia have been. Well, you can see just the way they play. It's quite unbelievable what they've achieved over the last few days.
Yeah, you might get a change of address from him soon, mightn't you? I've moved to Georgia to coach the side. In terms of the big final, what we hoped for, perhaps what we expected, how do you see the relative strength and weaknesses of the two teams?
Well, it's definitely going to be a good final. I mean, I think they're quite equally matched. I mean, obviously, within GB, we've got players there that have been to the Paralympics. You know, they were there at 2012. The experience that they've got, you know, Charlie Walker and Rana, they will definitely hold the team together. But I think the USA, I mean, the quality of their ball touch, I think, is amazing. And I think that comes from, as well, volleyball probably being taught a lot more in schools when they were younger over in the US as compared to over here. But Monica, you know, her setting is absolutely fantastic. She was such a valuable player in that last game. But I think they're pretty much well matched. So
one of the things that we've talked about is the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's worked well in rugby, it's worked well, particularly in basketball last night, because they performed well above expectations.
Yeah.
This group of players, do you think they'll respond well to what is, again, going to be an electric atmosphere?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think anyone that plays sports, when you've got a crowd, a home crowd, a lot of those people in front of you, that support you get just spurs you on. And whether it's that one extra point or that you know, being able to reach for that ball, you know, it spurs you on, and that's what I think is amazing about these games as well, is obviously it's about the participants, but it's about the nation. It's about everyone joining in and realising what the power of sport is about. It's a great showcase.
Thanks for the moment, Martine. You need to shoot off, don't you, to the commentary box?
I do.
The final is in about 20 minutes' time. We'll be focusing on that. And also, here's what else is coming up over the course of the next few hours. We're going to be swimming. The first time we've been to the Aquatics Centre. We'll get some wheelchair basketball highlights, that brilliant match last night. And then we'll be focusing on the sitting volleyball final, GB versus the USA from 2:15. And then rocking and rolling in and out of that, a bit of swimming, some rowing highlights, indoor rowing from here east. Powerlifting as well. Maybe we'll see Joe Townsend, already got 4 gold medals in the athletics. And then a few relays at the end of the day. OK. So swimming now, the Aquatic Centre, and you can see it just that shoulder, isn't it? I never know which way it is in the camera. It's not got the wings anymore. It looks absolutely fabulous. We can head there now to hear from 2 retired Paralympians, Kate Gray and Mark Woods, who can give us a guide to the swimming here at the Invictus Games.
Well, it was an early start for the swimmers here at the Aquatic Centre, with the first heat kicking off at 7:30 this morning as the athletes battered it out for a place in the final. And I'm joined by our expert commentator and 5-time Paralympian Mark Woods. You watched the heats unfold. It looks like Great Britain's got a lot of success to come in here in the pool.
Absolutely. We've got some fantastic swimmers across all of the events. The 3 that I'm mainly looking forward to see swimming, or particularly looking forward to see swim, Mike Goody looked very good this morning, looked like he was taking it easy. David Wiseman looked very strong, and probably the best technician was Lewis Edwards. But then we've also got some great swimmers from other countries, and Erin Stewart already won 2 gold medals in the cycling. I know she's probably going to, well, I cannot say probably going to win a medal, but she looks very strong.
And with regards to the classification system, they've kept it very simple. They've separated the athletes over 4 categories.
That's right. You've got ISA are the guys with the most severe disabilities, IS standing for Invictus Swimming. A, so you've got guys maybe with high-level spinal injuries, multiple amputations. ISB, the guys who are slightly less severe impairment, may still have a spinal injury, maybe 1 or 2 amputations. Then you've got the ISC, you've got the guys with single leg amputees or arm amputees, and then the ISD, the guys with the less severe physical and also psychological impairments.
And it's the 4th day of these Invictus Games. There's a really unique atmosphere here, isn't there, Mark?
Absolutely. I mean, I was commenting on it earlier on this morning. Was the thing that really made that stood out for me was the fact that the athletes weren't just cheering for the people from their country. They were cheering for all the athletes from all the countries.
Well, there is lots to look forward to here. The crowds are expected to turn out. You don't want to miss it here at the swimming.
Yeah, we're back there shortly. Now, the classification system here at the Invictus Games is designed to be as inclusive as possible. It's not without its challenges, though, not least because the competitors self-classify. And there was a problem in the ISA 50 metres. Germany's Michael Ebersholt was a dominant winner, but the judges decided he was not an ISA swimmer, so he was disqualified. Gold then went to Matthew Webb from Great Britain, ahead of Gary Robertson of Australia, with Italy's Pascal Barrera winning bronze. Incidentally, another Matthew Webb was the first person to swim the Channel, so it must have something to do with the name. Anyway, afterwards, Kate Gray spoke to Matthew before he heard of his promotion.
Matthew, congratulations. You just won Great Britain's first medal here in the Aquatic Centre. What's it like out there?
Amazing feeling. The crowd is it's just superb being here. It's just amazing.
And you competed at the Warrior Games for the past few years. How does this compare?
It's great the way it's that the general public can just go to all these events and just take in the whole atmosphere of it, similar to what, how it was in the Olympics. It's just amazing setup.
And that's your only race here, so you're going to be cheering on the rest of the team now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got some good lads here. I expect we'll do well today.
Great job, Matthew, and you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks very much.
So nice performance there from Matthew Webb, though slightly obviously disappointing for him that he didn't actually come across the line in first place. Now, one of the athletes we're really looking forward to seeing at the Aquatic Centre is Mike Goody. He featured in the BBC Two documentary on Sunday. Very, very moving story. If you missed it, here's a reminder.
I decided to join the Royal Air Force Regiment after losing my way a bit when I was younger. From the time of first joining the Royal Air Force to actually setting foot in Afghanistan was, I think it was a couple of weeks short of 12 months. Whilst I was out there, there's always that risk and there's always that fear in the back of your mind, but there's also that thing of, oh, well, it won't happen to me. One minute, we were driving along, and next thing I know, everything sort of slowed down. There was this just almighty sort of bang, and then I just remember sort of seeing the sky, bit of sand, vehicle sky. I then realised I had a whacking great big vehicle on top of me, being crushed by it, and I couldn't move at all. It was a long old time under there, 3.5 hours of not being able to move, and I think it was about the 2 hour point that I really started thinking, I'm putting so many people in danger here. Maybe it's just better if I just let go, really. Next thing you know, we're in a recovery room, me and the other guys that have been injured, and there's a doctor there, and going, you're probably going to lose your leg. It's pretty smashed up. But it's somewhat, in some aspects, the psychological injuries, which people can't see, are sometimes worse. You try and not make a big deal out of it, when really it's just tearing you up inside. You end up going down this spiral, the depression. It's dark and quite dangerous. Not good. Whilst you're swimming, you just get this rush of water going over your ears, and it's like being in a waterfall or a fountain or something. I just love it. I just feel, with the water, there's just me, my thoughts. I can be myself, if I'm angry, I can use swimming to help me get over my PTSD. If I'm a little bit, down or upset, I can use it to pick myself up. Invictus Games are brilliant. Just to be back with the guys, we've all been through something physically, psychologically, and it's going to be great, the camaraderie that we've got. But the fact that it's not only just Britain, we're going to be able to have that camaraderie across all these countries, and I'm just so looking forward to it. Whether I win or not, it's just the fact of being there, to be honest, and more importantly, representing Great Britain, I think is the biggest buzz.
Yeah, he's a top lad. The whole of that documentary is still on iPlayer until Wednesday, also featuring JJ Chalmers and Vicey, who were in the studio yesterday. So Mike's first event, 50-metre freestyle. Your commentators, Randy Jameson and Mark Woods.
And 5 British finalists in this men's 50 metres freestyle for ISC category. Could we get a clean sweep for the Brits? So the men's 50 metres freestyle for the ISC category. Single amputees. 5 Brits in this final. Michael Goody in 5. But certainly the favourites is Fergus Hurst in 4, the Royal Marine, and a very, very tight start. Fantastic start, one of the best starts we've had so far. Michael Goody and Fergus Hurst very, very close, coming down the 50 metres here. Michael Goody looked like he was saving some stuff in the heat, but hasn't got anything else left to give. It looks like it's going to be Fergus Hurst. Fergus Hurst, very good, second 25, takes the goal for Great Britain, and it's a clean sweep. Brilliant sweep from the Brits. Gold to Fergus Hurst. Silver, Michael Goody, and it looks like the bronze has gone to Luke Reeson of Great Britain. GB 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Wonderful stuff. Well, Mark, fabulous, fabulous stuff, and look how much it means to them.
Yeah, he had a fantastic start and maintained it all the way through the race there. Gus Hurst powering through to the end. Does he hit the finish? It absolutely looks like a fantastic swimmer, great looking athlete. Coming into the wall there. It's won by that point, he hits finish pretty well. 1, 2, 3 for Great Britain.
So, Fergus Hurst wins gold. He's won bronze in the discus, bronze in the archery. Now it's gold in the 50 metres freestyle, and a clean sweep for the Brits. Goody the silver, Reeson the bronze.
Guys, you absolutely set this place alight. And Gus, you were the gold medalist there, but you were pushed all the way by your GB teammates.
We've been training so well together, and Mike's always set the bench, and I just, it is how you perform on the day, and inspiration to train harder, and I got a result out of it. So,
Mike, you really have been an inspiration. You're the captain of the swimming team. What's it mean to you to be here, finally competing?
Absolutely brilliant. That the support, the competitors, everyone's just doing so well. And even when it came down to that, I've seen him train, do so well repeatedly, and even in heats this morning, just pull out a personal best. And I was just like, I just couldn't even catch him. But I'm just so glad we just gold, silver, and bronze. To be honest, all three together.
It really was a great performance. And Luke, you got the bronze. You're also going to be competing in the relay a bit later on. It must be a great environment in the team.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I had a 2.5 second PB there, and to come 1, 2, 3 GB, it's unbelievable. Bring on the relay and bring on the USA.
Yes. Listen to that fighting talk. That's what we like to hear, guys. Well done.
Yeah, what was that about the medal table? And it's all about participation. I don't know. Anyway, our next races are going to feature Mary Wilson. She was the Invictus field captain in athletics. And now she's turning her attention to the pool. And it's a reminder that it's not just battlefield incidents that servicemen and women have to deal with.
I was in the army for 20 years. I was a psychiatric nurse, and unfortunately, I got injured in a military horse riding accident and got my bicep muscle pulled off. That was in 2000. And then I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2004. So it was like a double whammy, which was quite hard to come back from, being told you've got MS, and you feel like your whole world's just collapsed at that point. I cried a lot to begin with, and then came to terms with it, and then thought, it could be a lot worse. And my partner and my family supported me greatly, and then Help for Heroes as well. They got in touch, and since then it's been on up. I'm a different person to what I would be, I think. I think I'm a nicer person. I think I'm more flexible and perhaps understand people's feelings better. I try and be as fit and as healthy as I can be, but good and bad days with MS, and you never know what it's going to be like from day to day. So on a good day, I can climb mountains. On a bad day, I can lie down on the floor and sleep. It just depends. But when I'm on a good day, I do as much as I possibly can because I just love life. Sport is such a rehabilitation, and from a mental health perspective, it gives you back self-belief, identity, and just empowers you in ways you would never have thought possible. I never thought I would be here at this, and I'm just buzzing with it. It's almost like Christmas morning for the British team, because we're just so excited. You can feel the buzz. And most of us didn't know each other until we came here, and it's like the unspoken rule of the military. You just help each other out. Everybody's proud to be there, and we have respect for each other, and we have gelled together. I mean, especially the swimming team. We're really a force to be reckoned with. We are going to do so well.
And the British team captain for the athletics, the field events here, Mary Wilson, in lane 4 in this women's 50 metres freestyle. So Mary Wilson starts the final of this women's 50 metres freestyle for the ISB category against Chanda Gayev of the USA. And what a great start for Mary.
Beautiful stroke there from Mary. She's got multiple sclerosis and also damaged her shoulder in a riding accident, but you wouldn't think it what she was doing. Beautiful freestyle.
Well, she is the captain of the British athletics team. She did the discus, she did the shots. Didn't win medals on those, but she's certainly going to win the gold here in the women's 50 metres freestyle. Look at this. A great stroke from her. A natural swimmer. Wonderful stuff. The gold women's 50 metres freestyle. Mary Wilson of Great Britain. And coming in second, Chanda Gayev of the USA. huge cheer for both of these athletes. Brilliant stuff. The gold medalist in the women's 50 metres freestyle for the ISB category. It is the athletics team captain, Mary Wilson. What a super swim it was. Second Chandigarh of the USA. So the final of the men's 50 metres freestyle for the ISB category. And, well, big favourite in for Lewis Edwards from South Wales. And there is Lewis from Aberbargoed. Now a gas fitter. Actually built a flume in his back garden with a mini digger. 15 feet by 7. Only been swimming 2 years, but my goodness me, he's got an excellent stroke. 50 metres freestyle. So it took a little bit of time for the crowd to get quiet, but great start there, very good underwater, and what a fantastic start it is for the Brits from Lewis Edwards.
Beautiful start there from Lewis, great underwater streamline, the best he could do with that one arm. Great strong butterfly kick, and he's powering away. Beautiful even stroke from Lewis Edwards.
Well, he's breathing through his short arm, letting that longer arm really power through the water. And look at this is a wonderful victory for Great Britain. It's going to go gold to Lewis Smith of Great Britain and South Wales. Emphatic victory. The silver to Italy. Aizuni, the team manager of the Italian team. What a swim that was. But my goodness me, Mark, he won by about 6 or 7 metres.
Yeah, Lewis Edwards did a great job there, and we just saw a very brief clip of his parents and the flag there. There he is, lovely stroke there from Lewis Edwards. Great powerful leg kick, great underwater phase early in the race. As Andy said, beautifully strong stroke. Just finishing on his short arm there, really. He'll improve on that if he carries on doing competitive swimming. And there he goes, straight over to congratulate one of the other swimmers. But fantastic effort there from Lewis Edwards.
And Lewis Edwards has got 4 races here, and the first one straight in, and it's gold. Gold in the men's 50 metres freestyle. Super swim it was.
That's what we trained for, basically, so it's just flat out. That's all I say.
And you've only been swimming for 2 years. How have you got yourself to this place?
Hard work. That's the only way you can, hard work. Put in the hard work, you're going to get out results in the pool then. So.
And you've got lots of support here. I can see your family over there. What does it mean for you to show them what you can do?
Brilliant, yeah, well, it means everything. 'Cause at the end of the day, I'm doing it for my kids who, you know, I want them to see something positive. So they go in life, they know nothing can stop anyone then.
David Wiseman starts as the favourite for this men's 50 metres freestyle in the open category, but the Australians have got him surrounded. David Wiseman, captain in the Yorkshire Regiment, fastest seed for this final of the men's 50 metres freestyle in lane 4. So Wiseman in 4, but he's got the Australians all round, and Talbot in 5 of Australia, Webb in 3.
One of the biggest, tallest guys, David Wiseman, and normally good off the block, but he's got some work to do now, because along next to him, Adrian Talbot of Australia is pulling away.
Well, it looks like it is Adrian Talbot at the moment with about 5 metres to go, just going into their red bit. It looks like it is going to be Adrian Talbot. Australia win their first gold. The silver to Wiseman of Great Britain, and I think the bronze has gone to Ben Webb of Australia. So gold and bronze to the Aussies. And what a great swim that was, right from the gun.
Here we go, coming into the last 5 metres. Adrian Talbot, very, very strong. Sporting a beard there, probably can go quite a bit quicker if he lost that. But good swim from all 3 of those guys, very tight race. And there we go, Adrian Talbot looking very, very pleased with himself, as he should.
So the ex-Australian Royal Marine wins the gold in the men's 50 metres freestyle for the ISD, the open category. The silver to Wiseman of Great Britain, and bronze also to Australia, Benjamin Webb. The big favourite for this final, the women's 50 metres freestyle for the ISC category, is in lane 4, Kimberly Sterling of Britain, but watch for 4 times gold medalist Elmlinger of the USA. Well, Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain, right in the centre with the red hats, got a decent start, but right next to her, Sarah Webster of Australia.
The starter actually held the swimmers on the block for a long time, which is always an issue for the amputees, the leg amputees, but it certainly hasn't affected the swimmers in the middle there, and Kimberly Sterling going along very, very nicely indeed.
Well, she's got 4 races here, Kimberly Sterling, but what a way to start. She's going to win this race by clear water. Look at this, wonderful swimming from Kimberly Sterling, the private in the Royal Army Medical Corps, and she wins gold for Great Britain at the women's 50 metres freestyle for the ISC category. The silver goes to Australia's Sarah Webster, and very tight indeed for the bronze. We'll have to look at the replay to determine who got that bronze, but what a gold. Kimberly Sterling, first sort of 15 metres, a little bit careful, but then she really motored.
There she is, coming down in that final 5 metres. Holding her breath there. Oh no, she takes another breath, so something that she can work on if she carries on swimming, which I hope she does. Beautiful to see her swim there. Great gold medal. There we see silver medal, fairly obvious, but the 2 Americans battling out for the bronze. Very difficult to tell from that shot.
Kimberly Sterling won a gold, the women's 50 metres freestyle. Sarah Webster the silver, and very tight indeed for the bronze, but it's gone to Patricia Collins of the USA. The final of the women's 50 metres freestyle for the ISD category. There were no heats here, so this is unseeded. The winner could come from anywhere.
They're away cleanly in this 50 freestyle ISD, and in the middle lanes there, the 2 British girls going very, very well. Neck and neck down the first 25 metres, nothing to split them. Great leg kick by both these women here. And in lane 5, just pulling away.
Well, Catherine Thompson is in lane 5, the major, the Royal Army Medical Corps, and she really has on a super 53. It is gold to Catherine Thompson. The silver's gone to Angela Mason-Matthews, also of Great Britain, so it's gold and silver to the Brits. Some very, very strong swimming indeed. And after that start, really powered down that 53. Catherine Thompson winning gold in the 53 star for the ISDs.
Catherine Thompson pulling away in those final 15 metres or so. Nice and strong all the way through. These swimmers still breathing in those last 5 metres as they continue to train and prepare, and if they take their swimming forward, they'll hopefully see them do that a bit less, but great swimming nonetheless. And the battle for bronze just there, up there in lane 3, Nail Kowalo of the USA.
Catherine Thompson, what a great goal that was for Great Britain. Angela Mason-Matthews gets the silver, and Nahale of the USA from Honolulu gets the bronze.
It was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It was just get your head down and go, but it's just been an amazing experience all the way through with the team, and it's just been so special. The support that we've had from everyone, it's great.
More from the pool a little bit later on, but now we're going to look back to last night and the wheelchair basketball. Gold medal for Britain, and it's in the studio around the neck of the captain, Adam Nixon. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
And we're gentle here, because you broke your finger, didn't you, in the first 3 minutes? Addy's here as well, by the way. So, yeah, what happened?
Yeah. I think I just caught the ball on the end of the thing. I didn't really notice it until this morning, and it was the size of a balloon, and thought I better go see the medics.
It's just a little boo-boo.
Yeah, it's
You've got your left
a little
hand.
sort of flesh wound. Just sit back and relax for a moment. We'll talk about the match in a minute. But first, let's relive those great moments.
Great Britain are the Invictus Games champions.
Yeah, they certainly are. And I need at this point to remind Addy, because he did a little guide, Adam, to wheelchair basketball, where he said it's a non-contact sport. Just explain that. We've seen all of that.
Well, no, it's supposed to be non-contact. the thing is, it looks more accentuated because in able-bodied basketball, it's bodies against bodies, but with us, it's titanium chairs against titanium chairs. So people are usually a little bit more shocked at the contact.
Right, Adam.
Yeah.
The kind of word was beforehand that maybe the USA had the edge.
Yeah, so we had.
And you smashed them.
Yeah.
I mean,
quite literally.
You did.
Yeah, well, yeah, it all came together in the end. It was a tough match against Denmark, but then, yeah, inspirational speech by our coach.
I was going to say,
and captain, no doubt.
Could I ask? Because I saw in the lead up to the game, your coach doing a speech. I mean, he was so animated. I thought the veins were going to pop out of his head.
Yeah,
if you can, could you tell us what he said?
To be honest, it was a blur. The noise is just incredible. You couldn't hear him on court. You couldn't, even in the tunnel. The noise was just horrendous. Yeah.
Scott was going for it, wasn't he?
He was very excited. To say the least, he was very excited. Yeah, but it certainly jeered us all up. He was ready to go.
And the crowd, because we were, Addy and I chatting in the studio beforehand, saying, it could go one of two ways. You might kind of shrink under that pressure, but it was completely the opposite.
Yeah, the noisier it got, the better we played. It really did help us, especially when it started getting bonkers loud. It was, yeah, bring it on, more the merrier.
There's one boy, Chris Attis, who had a pretty decent game, didn't he?
Yeah, he came through. Yeah. His shooting was on fire, absolutely fantastic. I couldn't have asked for any more as a captain. He did fantastic. I think, well, the whole team did fantastic.
Ronald McIntosh was commentating, and he said to me in the semis, you were creating all the chances, but you weren't necessarily finishing them off, and that was what Chris did, didn't he?
Yeah, Chris stepped up to the mark and put him in the hoop. Unfortunately for myself and a few others, he just didn't seem to want to drop.
It's always the way. It happens in football as well. The focus goes on the guys who puts the ball in the net, but your defence was solid. I mean, Addy mentioned that.
With wheelchair basketball, Addy knows it's a huge team effort because it takes four of you to get that one guy into the right place to have that shot.
Yeah, I think what was impressive during the course of the tournament is you created a foundation and an identity as a strong defensive team. So everybody else, every team that came up against you guys knew what to expect. They knew it was going to be sheer hell for 20 minutes. And as you said, that created the foundation for Chris to be able to have that type of game. And that could have been any one of you guys on the day. It happened to be Chris on that day.
Yeah, our coach Scott pushes extremely hard, especially in defence and in fitness. Because, like you saw for the final 20 minutes, was just pure pressing. We just pressed and pressed. And that's how we just didn't have anything to come back at us with.
Talking about building foundations, there was foundations crumbling in the American side. Delvin Maston, who thought was going to be the man.
He didn't have an answer for us.
He didn't, did he?
No, he picked him up in his own half, and then just didn't give him an inch.
Did you have a game plan for him or beforehand?
No, we didn't see him as a particular threat. We just treated him all the same. To us, they were the American team, and we had to beat them.
Yeah,
that was it.
And what's interesting as well for me is in the time period when I came to watch you guys train and trained a little bit with you to this weekend, the improvement has been huge. What have you done in that period to get yourselves to this stage?
Believe it or not, I think it works out. We've only had 17 days of training on court together as a team. The lads have done their own training in their own time, fitness and shooting skills and things. But yeah, it's just been very intense at 6 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Speaking
training
of
sessions.
not having much preparation, I've got a bit of information on you here.
Oh dear.
It said that you only started playing over a year ago when your wife and your sister encouraged you to get out of the house and enjoy life again. So it sounds like this has been, and this is the story of Invictus, a bit of a lifeline for you.
Yeah, I mean, basketball in a whole has been a huge lifeline. As I said, my wife and my sister gave me the kick up the proverbial backside that I needed. And then this came about, and it's kind of snowballed. And life for the last 4 months has just been a blur. And up until last night, when it all came together. And here we are.
And here you are with the gold medal. I mean, Addy was mentioning, I mean, it would be great to see you guys in the league or something. I mean, Addy plays in the league, and whether there's an opportunity to develop it more so you don't just play together, you know, for special, you know, weddings and bar mitzvahs.
It would be lovely to be able to do that. I think with the point system that's in place with wheelchair basketball, it becomes quite difficult to get the level of disabilities we have onto the court all at the same time. Yeah, and almost impossible. You know.
Well, you need to negotiate and try and get some other players
from
lower classifications into the team. But I think, you know, the way you guys have played, it would be a waste for you to stop now and not continue, because you know, you guys could easily progress up towards the Premiership team if you stuck together for a few years.
Yeah, after seeing what we can do in 17 days or 18, whatever it is, give us a year and see what happens then. But
absolutely. Talk about one of the guys we're going to see in action very shortly in the sitting volleyball, Charlie Walker. I mean, he's been busy. Big Charlie Walker. He's been everywhere in that copper box, hasn't he?
Yes, he loves the limelight. I mean, I love sport. I love sport. He's on everything. He loves it. He's crazy for it. He's an asset to every team he plays with.
He's got a big presence, hasn't he?
He's a huge lad. And put him in a chair and he's a foot above most. So he's a great lad.
Yeah, and he was epic, wasn't he? Particularly in that wheelchair rugby.
Oh, fantastic.
I know, we're going to see him in sitting volleyball very, very shortly. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Addy, it's always a pleasure. We're going to go to the copper box very, very shortly. But first of all, we're going to catch up with the bronze medal match to see what happened there. Perhaps not surprisingly, it was the Netherlands who took it by 2-0. Georgia, just 7 athletes here in total. They only started playing 4 days ago. And mostly on YouTube, that was how the training sessions went. But it was the Netherlands who took the bronze medal. So let's have a look now at the teams for the big final. Once again, it is the British Armed Forces against the USA. Charlie Walker there, number 21. Kushal Limbo, we saw him on the track as well, sprinting. Corey Mapp, again, he's been in great form. So here we go, Jonathan Ledyard and Martine Wright standing by.
Great Britain are leading by 16 points to 7, and you can tell they're turning the screw and doing well because America have just called their second and final timeout. They're allowed 2 per set. This is up to 25 points, and Great Britain well in charge. And Rick Mullane, the USA coach, worried by this squad of players. Led by that man, the player coach number 21, Charlie Walker, who's been immense. Not just on court, but also off it, cajoling, encouraging, demanding, planning, the strategy, the tactics. We've seen him already win gold medals in the wheelchair, rugby and basketball, and this could be a memorable hat-trick. Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. Serving to extend this lead. That's too far, that's another point to Great Britain.
Just too long there, and we've got to remember that this is a game, it's the final, and it's the best of 5 sets, not 3. So even though GB are leading, we've got a long way to go.
But while this man has the initiative and has that ball to serve, anything is possible. There's another point to Great Britain. A fumble at the net. British smiles are much in evidence. 6 more points and they'll be home and hosed. Harris. That's another British point. Limbo, a little touch.
Lovely. I mean, what they're doing at the moment is working fantastically well. We've got Charlie. There you go. Yes, straight over.
Quick to it, 2 touches on his side of the net, it's another point. I can't believe the Americans were thinking they would be this far behind so soon in the match.
It's the nerves as well, I think. It's there's a big home crowd here playing, you know, supporting at the moment. And,
that's an American point. Let's see for an explanation. Yet to see from the referee exactly why, but here comes confirmation.
Net touch, looks like.
Good block. And it works. Tony Harris met that. And there was no way that was coming back over. Up go the hands, bang.
Textbook, absolutely textbook, and that's when a block is so important. So well done there, Tony.
And he has the serve now, adrenaline under control. 3 points for the first set. And a massive lead. Walker calmly. Nav doesn't quite get that spike.
Yeah, that's slightly unfortunate. It was a good setup. He just needed to be away a little bit from the net because it's quite hard to get that swinging when you're so close to it. But again, good teamwork, high ball.
Outside. There we go. We got it.
Looking for holes there in the middle from Nav, and again. Kramer keeps it in. He tries to, but it's not going to be good enough. The US skipper looking a little puzzled at the moment and quiet, and that's not like him at all. Someone who likes to rouse his troops as much as possible. Here he is setting. Ave. Harris. Oh. 2 touch.
Again.
Charlie Walker, have you a quick word there? You saw with number 10, Frank Ave. Another newcomer to this sport, really impressed on a recent GB talent programme. Along with number 13, Nav, who we're calling. That's what they call him in the team. And he's been really effective so far. There you go, and that's why. What a block. Just a little tip. And that takes them to within 1 point of the first set.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Really anticipating the game very well. As you can see there, his hands were up ready to block that spike.
Oh, just drops over the GB side. Maybe a little bit of communication or miscommunication between Corey Matt, the captain, and Nav. But there's still 13 points between Great Britain and the USA, and only one more that the British team need to close out the first set. Nicholas Dagdaskar. There's the touch, there's the block, and Charlie Walker's done it. The player coach takes the first set, 25-11. Now that has to be a statement. There's no way the Americans were expecting this. Great Britain have started exactly how they finished against Georgia in their semi-final, how they've been throughout this whole tournament so far. 11 is the most they've conceded in any set so far. The benchmark's been set.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I think both sides did well there, but from the difference of points there, 11 to 25, you know, it's the way that they've been blocking, it's the way that they've been hitting. Charlie Walker there, one-handed block. And I think it's that communication as well has improved in this final. They know that the USA were not going to be a pushover because of the experience they've got, but
it is the first time that this US team has actually come together. They had their first practice on Monday, which I'm told by John Kramer was hardcore. You know what it's like when you all come together for the first time, and particularly Army members who are ready to perform, ready to show what they're made of. Nobody is backward in coming forward. But it's also the first time that the US has put together a combined services team, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Army. So they're all getting to know each other, whereas here, the Great Britain team, There's Charlie Walker again, the player coach. 5 of them were in the Battleback team at the sitting volleyball British Grand Prix in June. They know each other. They won that tournament.
That's right. And they've won it for the last couple of years, actually. So they're used to playing together. Yeah, they're used to communicating. I mean, obviously, where we are today as well is a very different arena. And they're coping with the pressure very well. I mean, I think the fan...
Much quieter, much more listening to be done, and much more work to be done, because it wasn't just 25-22, this was a bit of a thumping. If you were on the end of 11, or that score, you'd be worried, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd be listening very hard to my coach at that point. But yeah, it was just those points of blocking, those points of hitting, just that accuracy in play, I believe, got GB those points.
There's Ricky Gorb on his haunches, just talking in the blue USA kit, talking to the team. Ricky Mullane behind him, normally found in San Antonio, Texas, as the head of the Naval sitting volleyball team. A man who believes, there he is in the glasses on the left-hand side when he talks to a referee.
Yeah, that's
a man who believes that all players, be they stand-up or sitting volleyball players, should all work on sitting volleyball sessions. So, for example, he has at his club in San Antonio both sitting and stand-up, as you might say, working, because it improves strength, movement.
Completely. I mean, you know, we training with GB, both the men and women, play with standing volleyball players, because actually in the UK there aren't that many professional GB or sitting volleyball players. So we work with them because they can teach us about ball skills. Their ball skills are amazing, but where the movement is with us, and that's what we teach them. So that's a great way of coaching.
Well, he needs a bit of that magic dust sprinkled on his team now, because they're up against it. There's Charlie Walker in the glasses there in the middle of the front court, has set the standard. Great Britain to serve. Savici Navalinkoro, 35 years old, originally from Fiji, injured in Afghanistan. Only started a couple of months ago, and here he is, possibly within a half an hour or so, maybe a bit longer, of a gold medal at the Invictus 2014 Games, and he has played his part in every match so far. Hugely popular within the GB squad, lively, voluble, some might say loud, but it bonds the team. Communication, absolutely crucial.
Absolutely, and if you can't be lively and loud within this environment, I don't know when you can be.
Chris Livesey is on for Nicholas Dadgostar for the Americans. And there's a first point for Great Britain. That's a downer straight away for the US.
A psychological advantage there, a huge one for GB. That's more like it. Fantastic three-touch play. That aggression. There you go, that aggression. Straight off the top of the hands and out.
Monica Southall. Ooh, into the net. She was very much the heartbeat of the team in the semi-final. When she was off the court, they struggled. When she came back on, they lifted and they came through against the Netherlands. He was also part of the wheelchair rugby team, looking for revenge against Charlie Walker, but are down at the moment. Looking for that spike, and was that a net touch? John Kramer. There's one way to
enjoy the game of sitting volleyball.
Not get oppressed by the noise, because it is a racket here. And it's a picture which has been seen by everyone in the copper box. Almost 8,000 people here, enjoying the scoreline. Great Britain leading by a set to 0 and 3 points to 1. Corrie Mapp from Barbados, Household Cavalry taking that first serve. Having another point.
It's just the quality of that receive. They just need to get that a little bit more in order to put the ball high for Monica, number 10, usually to set.
Here she goes, crucial part. John Kramer looking for space. Oh, is that out? Just too far. It was the right idea. Needed to die quicker.
Slightly long there. They tried to place it, but marginal. But obviously, that all counts in a game like this.
Good block, good return. Just too much for Frank Abbey. But they've taken the point.
A serve out for Corey. He obviously went for the angle, but slightly out there.
There's going to be a change. Sean Hook is coming off, and Chad Lucas comes on. A man who's going to be retiring from the forces, and a man who pretty much said sitting volleyball saved his life, certainly changed it. Hardly went out at all until January this year, when encouraged by friends to come out and try the sport, and now here he is in a final. There's an infringement. Touch of the net. Corey Mapp. Yep, you can see him leaning against. Oh, perfect
brilliant.
Placement.
Brilliant, yeah. Again, it's those angles and those shots with aggression that get you the points that you need, basically.
Kramer going big.
Slightly too big.
But got a touch.
Yeah.
Got some GB fingers on them.
Brilliant. I think Charlie Walker's questioning that one, but this is the name of the game, isn't it?
So number 8, Delvin Maston, says this is the toughest sport he now plays. And remember, he was involved in the basketball last night, the wheelchair basketball. The most experienced player. Oh, good play by Tony Harris.
Lovely shot, that. Just took it in his stride, no panic, not really any force. There you go. It's set up, he just places it to the right of that block. Beautiful.
And now serves. This is going to be a scramble, but Walker moves so fast. That looked like, is that a carry? Now number 13 penalised there. Great recovery, but just too much.
A good serve. I mean, for Rana not to be able to get that ball up, that was brilliant ball placement there.
Well, this is where the inspiration is going to come from, if anywhere, from the States. John Kramer, playing this game for 2 years, loves it, steeped in it now, and will drive his teammates. Needs to be more voluble, possibly. Mistake there by Manston, completely out of character.
Frustrating.
It's building that momentum, 1 point, 2 point, and they've never really done that.
That's what it is. And it just gives you that psychological advantage as well as, a point lead. It gives you that psychological advantage that you get edging closer and closer to winning the game.
Dave Henson in the middle of your screen there. Number 17, along with Tracy Doré, who's the team manager at the end. Not in team kit. All going well so far. All ready to be called upon if needed. Delicate play, just too long though.
Yeah, again, just too long there, trying to find the space again. I mean, I do think that GB at the moment are covering the court very well, so...
Oh, wonderful block. Despairing rescue doesn't quite make it. And the recovery was there in the mind. but not in the achievement. 7 points in it. Great Britain leading by 1-0 and 11-7 so far. That's going to take too much. Now 11-8.
Again, it's when the ball's low, you see. Rana didn't have a lot of choice there to do anything because the ball in was quite low. You need to make sure the ball's high, you've got plenty of time to move and make that shot. Like
Perfect. Corrie Matt. Jason Robinson, World Cup winner in 2003, looking on. Could there be some more British winners? Played last night in the celebrity match of the wheelchair basketball. Played in the rugby on Friday, make that. Timeout for the Americans yet again. Great Britain in today's games have yet to call out a timeout. That's a measure of confidence, where the States, they need all the help they can get at the moment.
I think so. I mean, a lot of the time you call a timeout, because you're either in trouble or something needs to be amended or some part of the strategy needs to be changed, and it says a lot. It says a lot for the coaching as well, for Charlie not to call any timeouts.
Yeah, so far so good for the British team inside the copper box. I'm just outside with BBC disability correspondent Nikki Fox. Thanks for joining me. It's a bit chilly out here, isn't it?
Pleasure. No, it's all right. You're keeping me warm.
So here we are in the Olympic Park, a multi-sport disability event, a real legacy, you would say, of 2012.
Yeah, absolutely. I think disability sport has come such a long way, and the Paralympics in 2012 was definitely a game changer. And in some ways I think it's also been proved by the coverage that we've had of the Invictus Games. We've had 4 days, amazing TV, great sporting competition, and all of the competitors have got some form of physical or mental disability, which is great because we're just seeing these amazing, capable people competing.
And I think just the power of those images on television to change people's perception is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is important, and the more that we see difference, the better it can always be. And I think it's very important for the competitors themselves also, because the two that I spoke to when I made a profile piece for BBC Breakfast, Josh and Marilia, they were both very different. Josh was very pragmatic. He accepted his disability and moved on. He said the hardest thing he had to do was chop onions, so he bought them pre-chopped. And then there was Marilia, who spoke on openly about, really struggling to come to terms. But the one thing they shared was the fact that the Invictus Games have kept them going, and they've been very important, and they've given them that focus.
So we're here and, it's going incredibly well, but in your experience out and about in the country, how much difference has 2012 made to the lives of people with a disability?
I think the most important thing, actually it was one of Prince Harry's digital media champions that said it best, that said that she was most excited about showing the world that disability and adversity don't always mean vulnerability and inability. And I think that that's important when something like when you're putting on something like the Invictus. It's important with the Paralympics. That is the sort of thing that I feel is important. And I think I think a lot of charities and campaign groups that I speak to on a daily basis just hope that then filters down into the everyday lives of people that might not be, might be a bit like me, the most unsporty person in the country.
And you mentioned Prince Harry. To have his support for this, you cannot even begin to put a price on how valuable that is.
No, it has been very, very valuable for all the competitors that I spoke to when I was making the pieces, the profile pieces that we made. Just to make it, it's a zhuzhy event, isn't it? It's exciting and it's capturing the audience's attention, and today it's the place to be, isn't it, here for the closing ceremony. He's done a very good job. I don't think anyone would deny that he's done a brilliant job, and hopefully that will just, will keep the energy, keep the excitement, and it will filter down to the lives of other disabled people as well.
And at the beginning of our programme, we showed his speech in the opening ceremony, and of course what he said there was, what this does is it puts a focus on what you can do rather than what you can't do. Yeah, that's right, absolutely. All these men and women that we're seeing, they are highly capable individuals, just like disabled people across the board, and I think that's important. That you can't beat that, can you? Okay, Nikki, thanks very much indeed. Go and get warm, okay? We're going to head back inside the copper box for that sitting volleyball final. Britain going really well.
Great Britain have moved on from that timeout. 17-12 now. Americans promised a recovery, but Great Britain, with some smart work at the net, have really started to stretch ahead. This is such a tightly knit group, and they are working so well. The Americans, for all their timeouts, for all their talking to from Rick Mullane, the coach, who's come again to the side of the court, they're not able to really start to hurt Great Britain.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we've had quite a few good shots on the floor. I think Corey Mapp has been the top scorer in the second set with 6 points. So that obviously is making a difference. But again, I think they're quite close as teams. The USA are getting those balls up. Serve reception is good. The height of the ball, it's just need to finish it off.
First little error there from Charlie Walker. Probably the first of the whole of the Invictus Games.
Oh, don't let him hear that. Don't let him hear that, Jonathan.
Well, it's all good so far. 2 gold medals, he's going for a third. Monica Southall to serve for the United States. Go for the hit. 2 touch.
Brilliant up, though, by the Americans there. I mean, Charlie's, he's got a very quick, very fast middle hit there, to be able to get that up.
See with the moisture just to the left there of Monica Southall. That's what needs to be cleared by those with mops and cloths. And it's gone to Great Britain. So Great Britain moved to within 6 points of the second set. Corey Mapp serving. Call there. Sean Hook was number 4, but he pushes it out.
It just seems like with the US, it's just that finishing of it. They're receiving well, they're setting well. It's just the finishing.
Cue another timeout. Rick Mullane can see this match slipping away. Once you go 2 sets down, that's a very, very long way back.
Psychologically, I mean, the GB women's team have done it quite a few times, come back. But, yeah, I mean, psychologically, it's 2-0 is a long way forward. But I think what the coach is saying is basically, what he's saying is stay close up to the net with those blocks, but do not forget to come off as you're ready for the hit. You can't just stay static on the net. You need to come off in order to find those angles and find that empty floor that the USA just aren't doing at the moment.
He's arrived at the right time. Another huge cheer as Prince Harry's face comes up on the big screens all around the copper box. He was here this morning, talking to a lot of the crowd, talking to some of the British team. The inspiration continues. There's looking like another gold medal for Great Britain here. Not so quick. Not if John Kramer, the American captain, can help it.
There you go, that hit the floor there, and that's what they need to do. More of that finishing. Off the net, spike it down, and it'll find the court.
3 touches before it has to go across the other side of the net. Don't let it touch the ground. Down it goes.
Great block there. And this is where the back line as well need to cover from the front. They're big blocks on the American side as well, so the ball will definitely be going back.
Here's Sean Hook. Oh! Ace!
You can't get better than that with the ball placement. Absolutely brilliant.
We had 4 of those in the semi-final against the Netherlands. There's number 1. Maybe we should stand by for 3 more. That would take the scores level and a completely different complexion on this match. Great block, Max Rowan, number 12. The USA are coming.
Look at that. They're predicting play now. They're predicting where the ball's going to and who's going to hit it.
Good low serve there. That's into the net. Francavey. 1 point in it now. 2014 they were at one stage. And it's a timeout call by Great Britain. Charlie Walker's got some serious words to pass on here.
Look at this. I mean, absolutely brilliant. But what tends to happen sometimes is as the pressure builds, you get tighter in your shoulders. And I think there, the reach wasn't there in order to get that spike over the net. So perfect setup, just bad execution at the end. But it's not surprising with the crowds here and the pressures as well. You've got to really concentrate on the game.
For Charlie Walker and for Netra Rana, number 8, who's in that different coloured jersey, he's experienced the Paralympics, the crowd there, big crowd. This, though, 8,000 will be far bigger than many of his teammates have played in front of, and that could tell. Walker sets. Good recovery by Ave. Little touch. Taken. How important could that point be? Just to break the Americans' rhythm. Great Britain to serve with Charlie Walker, and they're going to make a substitution. Sean Hook goes off, and Chad Lucas returns. Takes his place to the right of Monica Southall in the backcourt. Charlie Walker to serve for Great Britain. 4 points away from a second set. Great recovery. They're struggling. That's the beauty of a good serve.
Yeah, no, he knew where he was going to put that. He saw the angle. That is a very difficult serve to do. But I must say, the USA tried to get it up there. They did well to get it up. But unfortunately lost the point.
Good block into the net. Charlie Walker's working his magic.
And obviously when you do have a very good server like Charlie, you need to back that serve up. There's no point sending Charlie to the back of the line if you're going to lose the point.
Delicate there by Tony Harris. And again, blocking. Can he get it up? It's too much. And John Kramer's forced an error. This is the most points that Great Britain have conceded in this tournament so far. 20, and the USA still in touch. Looking for this second set to take it 1-1. Oh, well played. Chris Livesey was playing for that, and he got it.
That's the decisiveness you need on court. You know, in sitting volleyball, you don't have a lot of time to think about what shot you're going to make, but that there was decisive, and hence why he won the point.
Harris coming in for a little dip over. Going long, but it's too long. Test of nerve now for Great Britain. Wednesday they thought this had the second set comfortably in the bag. Now it's all to play for. That's just out. Set point for Great Britain.
Absolutely brilliant. Again, trying to find the back of the court there, but just being slightly too long.
Tony Harris can close it out. Going long, well read. Nav goes for it. Kramer sets. Livesey goes for the touch. He's put it in the net, and Great Britain have a 2-set-to-love advantage. 25-22. Just when it looked as if the United States were coming back, the Great Britain team battled back.
Oh, completely. I mean, Charlie there, I can see him going, well done, guys. Well done, we've got to keep this up. That was a close call, but I think GB are the team that are just edging slightly in front.
25-11 in the first set, but look how much closer it was in the second. But for Great Britain and their army of fans here in the Copper Box Arena, yes, it may be 5 sets, but they're trying to finish it off in the third. If they get the next set, that's it. The gold medals will be hanging around Corey Mapp and his team.
Absolutely. You know, it's for the next set, it's going to be important to keep this momentum going.
Just they seem to know where to go, where to stay.
But then look at the Americans as as well, that their ball control is absolutely amazing. It's just finishing it off. That's what they need to do. It seems like they do the hard work, they keep the ball up, they set it in.
He's a busy man, Charlie Walker. Rugby, basketball, sitting volleyball. And he's determined to close this one out. Everything, apart from that last set, possibly when the Americans came as close to anyone to disrupting his flow and his success. It's now within his grasp. We'll be staying with this sitting volleyball on BBC One, and the swimming will follow later as Great Britain close in on another gold medal here at the Copper Box at the Invictus 2014 Games in London. Rick Mullane, the American coach, almost echoing what Martine Wright's been saying about finishing. Be decisive, be authoritative, and make it count.
Yeah, I mean, completely. It's a little bit frustrating, actually. It must be more than frustrating for the USA team, but they seem to be doing all the hard work. So the serve-receive is very good. The setting, whoever gets the ball goes high. So it gives the hitter plenty of time to come off the net, position himself, and spike that ball. But I think that's slightly lacking at the moment on the net. So I think they just need to address that. With GB, they're working fantastically as a team. We've obviously had some very good serving from Charlie Walker. We've had some very good hitting from Corey Mann. And they just need to keep that momentum going, really.
Well, there's no sign of Prince Harry's momentum going. He's been here regularly. He's gone around all the venues. And as soon as he's spotted, there's a huge roar. And there's every sign that Invictus 2014 will lead to Invictus 2015 and many more beyond. The American version, the Warrior Games, they provided the inspiration, and so many of these players will know each other from previous competitions. They are familiar, but when they come to either side of this net, 1 metre 10 high between the two, then it's a different matter. But with Monica Southall about to start, America know they have to win this set, otherwise it's another silver at the Copper Box. Setra Rana, or rather Netra Rana comes off, and Nav, or the Rana comes on, and Nav goes off. The defensive specialist, the libero.
Outside, hit the block.
Tony Harris, straight away.
Brilliant
Intentions
shot.
Clear.
Brilliant shot. That was straight through the block. There was a double block up, and he saw the space in between the two players and went straight for it.
Corey Matt, the captain. Into the net, John Kramer. Uncharacteristic mistake. Not one of his strongest games so far. Ooh, good recovery. But Great Britain more in control. What happened there?
A little bit of confusion, I think, on the USA team there. I think Monica obviously went to set it, but she had a fellow player behind her. Just keeping that communication up when things get tight out there.
He's the key, number 4 for America, Sean Hook. Saw him make a decisive touch there. Here he's preparing himself now, in the middle, waiting. Touch of the net. That's true touch. So 3-1, first point for the Americans in this third set. And remember, best of 3, they have to win. Otherwise, the match is over, and Great Britain are gold medal winners. Sean Hook to serve for the United States. He needs some aces now.
perfect. Absolutely. He's so good at spotting the space, especially at the back of the court there. The defensive line were quite up. We saw that space and went for it.
Take two.
Again, a very low ball, change from the one before, but it's having that confidence and variety in your serve that serves you well in games like this.
It's another point. This is what it means about momentum. It seems it's almost like in volleyball, sitting volleyball, there is no other sport like it. When you get in the groove, it just happens and points just rack up.
Completely. I mean, its serve advantage is so big within this game. So the Americans are doing really well at the moment with the serve advantage.
Oh, that was not the serve which was needed. 4-all. What can Charlie Walker manage for Great Britain? Goes deep but straight to hook.
Slight, hands getting slippery. It's getting more and more competitive out there. You know, things are getting slippy.
Good save, is that in? Yes, it is! By default or by design, they all count.
Brilliant. Well, that's the hunger for the ball that you need in sitting volleyball. You need to say, that's my ball, that's my ball. I think it might be a rotational fault there. The USA are quite advanced, actually, in where they position on court. And I think that was a rotational fault of the back line.
They have to move round one place clockwise, each of them. And they didn't do that, so they lost the points. And they've also lost another point.
And again, something like that gets into your head in this part of the game.
It's another thing going wrong, and they need everything to go right. Oh, now that's class.
That's a brilliant shot.
Max Rowan being one of the star performers for them at the net. Harris, good block, and they take the point. Nicholas Star was there.
And these two teams now are getting used to each other. They're predicting what the other player is doing.
Good movement by Charlie Walker, straight back. No waiting, it's all anticipation. Oh, finishes. Frank Abbey, number 10. Being a Man United fan, Robin Van Persie might have been proud in another context. He was there to finish. And it just breaks up that American rhythm. 9-6. Tony Harris to serve. America will take that. Max Rowan in the thick of it once more.
Just a little bit short again.
Just a reminder that the swimming will follow the conclusion of this game without necessarily taking too much for granted for Great Britain, particularly with a shot like that. Too long. Best of 5 sets. America trailing by 2 sets to love, and they're behind in this third set, the decider, potentially. Oh, well up by Maston. Great recovery.
That was unlucky there. That's what you call a pancake, actually, with your hands down. That kind of rebounds off it. I mean, the Americans are moving really quite well to get that ball up.
Well worked by America. Good return. They win the point. 10-9. Max Rowan to serve. There's the libero, Rana. Oh, punch through the air. by Corey Mapp. But it's 10-all.
There you go. Yeah, the ball's going over, but the block is there.
Looking for that opening, and they found it. Back in the lead. The Americans have the advantage. Much better passing by the Americans, but they've just left the hole there. Pushul Limbu sensed it, and immediately they've drawn back level. Limbu to serve. Oh, well judged.
Close, yeah, very close. But yeah, again, that's experience. That shows his experience on the court because he can see that going out. Even though it was a couple of inches.
And they take another point. Limbu wants another gold medal at these Invictus 2014 games. And it's a timeout called by the United States. They can see this game moving away from them. They've led only once, but it's the Great Britain team who've struck back again.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I think you know the score is reflective on how well the both teams are doing. Again, the USA very good in their ball handling, just finishing off. But where they have got a few points on this set is their better blocking. They're blocking GB out a lot more. I think that's having an effect on the game.
That was going out, but Maston's kept it in. And the USA lose the point, a little bit of confusion up by the net.
Yeah, I think first point back, they've got to switch on as soon as they come on. Now it's 14-11, so...
And Limbu is racking up the points with his serve. Again, great recovery. Still the ball continues, and Southall blasts it too long.
That was unfortunate there, but
5 points in a row with Limbu serving. Could be decisive in this third set. Just making maybe a little bit of attempt to break up the rhythm. On comes Derek David instead of Delvin Maston, Air Force Staff Sergeant. Good setter. Southall looking for the spike. Oh, he was playing that shot before it landed.
slight hesitation, yeah. Again, you know, defensive is very good on the Americans. They've got the ball up. As you can see, the set is there. Slightly mishandling the ball.
Still Limbu serving, and still the run continues. That's 7 points in a row.
Yeah.
This has turned the game.
Yeah.
Turned the match, quite possibly. Timeout for America. Rick Mullane has seen enough, along with Rick Gorp, his assistant. This could be over in 3 sets. This could be another gold medal for Great Britain in the copper box. What do they have to do now?
I just think it's actually breaking that momentum with GB. So they have had a very good run of serves, and that makes a huge difference within the game of sitting volleyball. They are doing everything well defensively. I think the Americans are moving very well, therefore they're getting to the ball earlier. It's just the third touch they do, the finishing of the ball. They need to make sure that hits that red plastic on the floor, otherwise it's not their point.
The USA have used both their timeouts. They have no other excuses, reasons, causes to disrupt Great Britain. this man is inspired with those hands. Kushal Limbu, 32 years old. Veteran in the Gurkhas. Warrior Games competition last year, actually 2013. Gold in the 200-metre sprint 2 days ago. And he's setting Great Britain up for another gold now. There's another point for Great Britain. Corrigan, cool as you like. Just as if he's leaving a piece of dust somewhere in the air. Just tipped it over. Here's Limbu again. What a good testing serve. Made the Americans play.
Very good. Yeah. Again, this run of serves is absolutely huge, and in 9 in a row, that's crucial in a third set of a sitting volleyball match.
Just moving the play, moving the game, the match, the whole momentum away from the Americans.
And the longer he stays there at the back line, the more and more nervous the USA are going to be, and slightly apprehensive about that receive.
Got to go over. That's too long. It's almost if they're cornered, they're trying to fight their way out. But they got their own action there. 10 in a row, from 11-10 down to 20-11 in the lead. That's gone. John Kramer knew where he wanted to put it.
Yeah,
a foot nearer.
Slightly too near the net there. He couldn't really do a lot with that one.
There's an air of resignation from coach and captain. Delvin Maston's gone off, and there's been another change with Alfredo de los Santos. The oldest player on the American side, 44 years old, veteran in special operations, is on. Number 3. Now the delay is caused by the referee talking to Rick Mullane, the American coach. Very stern words by the looks of it. He's not happy, and I'm wondering whether he's going to send it back on. He is. He wants them to reverse that substitution because they didn't do it correctly, possibly.
See, when you come on and off within sitting volleyball, you need to go in front of the line there. It's the 2-metre line, the front line. I don't know whether they didn't do that or...
Either way, it's as you were. And Limbu to serve, but you could have guessed that. That's an American point, so the run is over.
Fantastic. Well, fantastic for USA. But, I mean, yeah, again, having Charlie in front of you, with the block, he did well there to get that point.
Dadgaskar needs a miracle, I think, if they're going to come back in this set and this match. Walker goes for the spike, and that's off the fingers. That's Great Britain's points. Talent, pride and determination. It's in evidence throughout the Invictus Games, and particular talent at the moment, you would say, within the Great Britain sitting volleyball team. They're 3 points away from a gold medal. Great recovery. Limbu. Blocked by Walker. 2 more points.
There you go. Yeah, it goes in, but Charlie Walker is there straight with his hands. Nothing getting through those.
Little flip by Walker. This could be problems, and it is. It's set points. It's match points for Great Britain. They've just been too good, too strong. the Great Britain player who said that Great Britain could wrap this up in 3 sets wasn't joking. It's all over. They've done it. Great Britain have won gold. They've beaten the United States by 3 sets to love. It's been comprehensive. It's joy unconfined. It's another gold medal for Charlie Walker. It's another gold medal for the Great Britain team in the copper box. To wheelchair rugby, to wheelchair basketball, and sitting volleyball. And at the heart, it's been Charlie Walker. What a performance by the team and by the player coach.
Absolutely brilliant. You know, there were times in that game, especially in the first couple of sets, that looked like it was going to be close. But yeah, the GB boys and girls came out on top, and you cannot fault their play. The amount of time they've been playing together and the experience that they've got, they've done absolutely fantastically well. And obviously, Charlie Walker being his 3rd gold medal is going to be a very, very happy man.
Here was the match point. Now serving from the back of the court. Waiting, too long. And the release you could see on Corrie Matt for all these players, these ex-servicemen. This is what the Invictus Games is about. This is what the playing of sitting volleyball is all about. The isolation, the loneliness, it's banished. They're part of a team, and above all, they're part of a winning team.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you just summed it up there, Jonathan. Sport, what it's given these guys is absolutely fantastic. And I'm obviously very much more biased towards sitting volleyball than any other sport.
Charlie, congratulations on another wonderful performance. That's 3 gold medals in a row. How did this one compare to the previous 2?
We made it a little bit hard work for ourselves at times. We can play a lot better than that. I think it was just the nerves, the atmosphere. When the noise is like this, it just makes your heart go and it encourages you to play a bit faster than we probably want to.
I noticed in that second set, especially the Americans came back at you. Seems like this game, when you gain momentum, you win a few points in a row, that can get you on a roll.
Yeah, definitely, it is a momentum game, you know. Once they do get a few points strung together, you relax, you play into it. It was the same for us. Once we started playing, you know, it's easier to get the next point.
I know at that point when they were getting closer, you had a timeout, and then things clicked for you, and it turned the tables, and they never were ahead of you after that.
Yeah, just need to relax, take a deep breath, just carry on. We know we can play. We just need to do it.
Tell me about the whole experience for you now. That's obviously 3 gold medals, which is a fantastic achievement, 3 different sports, and you've been a star in each one of them.
I don't know about that. You know, it's 3 team sports. It's a team. You know, you can't do it on your own. These guys are fantastic. You know, we've trained hard together. You know, the rugby, the sitting volleyball, down here today as well. You know, you can't do it on your own. You know, these guys have been fantastic. Nobody's worked harder than us.
And you've been in the Paralympics. You've now been in the Invictus Games. Would you like to see this continue?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if we can get crowds like this, you know, it's nuts, isn't it?
It's nuts. That's a great word for it. It's been a nuts performance all round from the British team. Well done to you and all of the guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that copper box has been some venue, hasn't it, for the British team? 3 finals in the team competitions here, 3 victories, all of them against the US. And I'm delighted to say, joining me in the studio is an American. Renowned ABC journalist, correspondent Bob Woodruff. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Real innocent. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about particularly the basketball. We took you out, didn't we, in the basketball last night?
Yeah, that's our sport, isn't it? That would be like beating you guys in football, soccer, right?
Yeah,
you could beat us in basketball. We invented that country, that sport.
We didn't just beat you.
Yeah, you beat that. Rugby, okay, I'll take rugby.
Take rugby.
You know, volleyball, I know it's kind of torn, but
yeah,
you're a cruel country.
Look, we've talked to lots of injured servicemen and women. We've seen them being taken off the battlefield. You've had your own experience, haven't you? You were reporting in Iraq in 2006. And Bob, this is you, isn't it?
That is me. That's actually, yep, that's my skull. That was part of my skull was removed because this IED explosion blasted us from the side. And look, that's my wife and my little kids. You see, I was happy when I woke up. But I was out for 36 days in coma because of this blast. Wiped me out. Everything was shattered. The skull was shattered. My scapula on the back was shattered. I'm blinded in one quarter in both of my eyes because of this impact. So, you know, I should never have lived, and that's what most of them thought out there. But You know, the medical care just skyrocketed. If there's anything good about these wars, I think it's that.
Yeah. Was it the military medical personnel out there in Iraq that looked after you initially?
Initially, in the tank that we were in, it was with both U.S. and Iraqi military, and they all jumped out of their tanks and they stopped the bleeding. I mean, got us out in a helicopter down to Baghdad. From Baghdad, I was stabilized, get up to Balad, which is the main medical center in Iraq, out to Longstool, all the way back to Bethesda Naval in the U.S. within 72 hours. So they somehow kept me alive, and then when I got back, there was that recovery moment. And you're seeing all of the same stories right here at this event.
And this has become your heartland, the Invictus Games, Wounded Warriors, hasn't it, with your foundation, which you work very closely on with your wife, Lee?
You know, I remember back at Bethesda Naval when I was out and I was still, you know, in coma. They had no idea what I would wake up, and if I did, would I be able to speak or walk? And the one really upsetting when I finally did wake up is my family and my friends had come in that room with me, surrounded me, whispered in my ears out of great love. But there was actually one guy that my wife, a Marine that my wife saw in one of the rooms right down the hall. He was unconscious too, but he didn't have many people coming to see him. And she said, you know what, this is never going to happen. And we saw so many of them when they came out of the hospitals back to their community. They just were not getting the same kind of camaraderie. You know, that kind of love and friendships, and so we decided we're going to start a foundation, and we're never going to let this happen, and we haven't let go since.
So what kind of things are you doing with those injured servicemen and women?
Well, you know, initially it was medical care, people's lives when this wars began, and then when they went back to the community to try to get them somehow to get the kind of care there, what it might be for depression, you know, divorce, all sorts of PTSD issues. And now we're doing a lot to try to get them back in our civilian world jobs and just opportunities that they have. And so we're just funding more than 54 different local organizations or even nationwide ones try to help. And we want to move a lot of this to hit the other countries where our allies were struck as well, which is one of the great things that's happening with
And how about and this event and the possibility of it becoming maybe biannual, going back to the States? I mean, have you got a view on how important an event like this is?
Yeah, we've had this called the Warrior Games back in the U.S. for years, and that has been the force against force. That was the Marines against the Army, against the Air Force, you know, against the Navy. But this one's like the Olympics. This is country against country, which makes this more unique. And there are so many around the world, so at least spread the word. We don't. I think there's been a lot of talk amongst us. Should we do this again in England next year? Should we put it in a different country? I think Prince Harry would like to do it around the world in other countries as well, just as Olympics are. We don't have the same country year after year, 4 years after 4 years.
And what's the profile like of injured servicemen and women in the States? Obviously, you're very proud of your military, perhaps more so than we are in this country. But in terms of the focus on them being looked after, what is that like?
Well, it's a huge improvement compared to it was in the beginning. You know, our country didn't know what these kind of wars, how long they would last, and the kinds of wounds that were created, which is not many where you were shot and lost an arm or a leg, or when you survived because you were not shot in the head. But these kinds of blasts from the IED shakes the brain around and creates, you know, mental issues that are also very large. So we're making some progress on it, but it's gonna be a long time.
And in terms of disability sport on television in America, what's that like? I mean, it wasn't great, I think, for the Paralympics in London. It seems to have proved for 2014 in Sochi. What's your impression of that?
I mean, whether we should cover it more or not?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, without question. I know that this is... I think sometimes when the Paralympics happened right after the Olympics, so people had Olympics, you know, for a long period of time, maybe it's more difficult that way. I don't know. I mean, you can't find a bigger advocate for covering this. And maybe a Paralympics like this for those veterans that have actually helped, help your country and serve the country, maybe this will be easier to get on. But I think one of the great things about Invictus Games is you have proven that this is moving and successful. I think a lot of the sponsors will come back again because this was put together so fast and hadn't been done before here there's always this nervousness.
Yeah, basically, I think it was December, wasn't it? Keith Mills got the call from Harry, and then it went from there. Bob, look, thanks very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your support for the injured servicemen and women.
And thanks for
We're going to go. We're going to go swimming now. We're going to see how Angela Mason-Matthews get on. But first, let's hear from her, and she's got a really interesting insight as to how difficult life can be once you leave the services.
I joined the Royal Navy as an officer. I was in for 13 years before my injury meant that I had to be medically discharged. I was serving on HMS Ocean, and unfortunately I had an accident on board which smashed my knees up, led to severe patellofemoral failure, meant that my joints collapse. My knee joints collapse a lot of the time, which obviously isn't particularly compatible with being at sea. So sadly I couldn't stay in anymore. It was a huge shock. I didn't want to go. I loved what I was doing. So it was trying to make the best of a bad job, and sport for me really made a difference, you know, sort of taking out, I guess, the frustration of not being able to do the job that I wanted to do anymore, getting in the pool, and I guess taking it out on the water. With sport, you've got that same camaraderie, and I think that's the biggest thing you miss when you leave. But with things like this, you've still got it there, you know, you've still got a team around you. I'm never going to be fully recovered. My joints will never get better. And it is frustrating, and it does take a long time to get over it. It's, you know, it's not an overnight thing. It takes months and years to come to the realisation that you're not the same person and you can't take on the world anymore. But then you slowly get to the point where you think, actually, you can do it in a different way. When I was asked if I would consider trying out for it, I didn't think I would be anywhere near good enough to try out for it, let alone get onto the team. So it's pretty amazing. There's so many more opportunities out there for us, things like Invictus Games, Parapolo, and I think, you know, our amazing success in 2012 meant that, you know, sports for less abled people are out there in the mainstream.
Yeah, they certainly are, and the BBC website has the Get Inspired section on it. Log on to that, and there's lots of information how you can get involved in all kinds of sport, including disability sport. OK, let's head to the Aquatic Centre now. Time for some backstroke.
Finally, the women's 50 metres backstroke for the ISDs. There were no heats in this, so it's unseeded, so really the winner could come from anywhere. Watch for lane 6, Mason-Matthews of Great Britain.
So we have a withdrawal in lane 3. Stephanie Veerhoff from the Netherlands withdrew this morning. But there in lane 2, fantastic start by Catherine Thompson of Great Britain. Fantastic underwater phase, and so often already today we've seen that it's the guys with a better technique that are winning these races, not necessarily the big, powerful swimmers that are coming through. It's technique wins every time.
And Catherine Thompson, though, this is very impressive indeed. Angela Mason-Matthews up in 6, down in 6, I should say, coming second, but a clear leader. And the gold medal, wow, look at that. What is that, 6 metres or so? Catherine Thompson of Great Britain wins the women's 50 metres backstroke. The Major, the Royal Army Medical Corps, takes the gold. The silver goes to Angela Mason-Matthews of Great Britain, and a 1-2 for Great Britain again. What a meet they're having here.
Fabulous swim there by Catherine Thompson. Fantastic underwater phase to give her a big lead, and then she just powered away. Didn't take her foot off the gas at any point. There she is, coming under the flags. Still kicking hard, even though she's probably aware that she was a long way in the lead. Head's nice and still. Looking up the ceiling, quite an unusual ceiling here at the pool. Oh, she's starting to look for the wall. She can work on that, start to time those strokes a bit better to finish that, hit that wall on a perfect stroke, but no pressure to do that today for her. It was an easy win there for Catherine Thompson of Great Britain.
The women's 50 metres backstroke results. The ISD category. Catherine Thompson winning the gold for Great Britain. Angela Mason-Matthews the silver. And Nahale of Hawaii and the USA the bronze. Lewis Edwards, the gold medalist on that men's 50 metres freestyle, starts as the big favourite in this, the 50 backstroke. Britain and South Wales, Lewis Edwards in lane 4, fastest qualifier for this final.
For me, Lewis Edwards, one of the best technicians I've seen today, and nearly is doing great in the water phase for the backstroke, and he's putting up a good 3 or 4 metres in the lead, using 10 metres underwater. Very, very strong swimmer. Beautiful technique. The 25 metres is absolutely streets ahead. Already won the 50 freestyle today, and it looks to me like the 50 backstroke is well in the back.
Well, Lewis Edwards also a very good cyclist and a great runner. I wonder whether he could make the Paralympic team for Rio in a couple of years' time, maybe on the triathlon, but he's going to win the backstroke. 2 gold medals already. He's won the 50 free. Now it's gold on the 50 back. It looks like the silver may well go to Curtis McGrath of Australia. He is the canoe sprint world champion, and now he's silver medalist at the Invictus Games on the 50 back. Very close on the bronze. Maybe gone to Alex Brewer of Great Britain. So gold and bronze to the Brits there, I think. But clear winner, Lewis Edwards, way out in front.
So there we go. Great underwater technique there from Lewis Edwards. Pulling away 3 or 4 metres just from that underwater face. Great example to any young swimmer watching now. Quite close to the lane rope by the time he got to the finish, but it didn't really matter. He was such a long way in the lead.
Lewis Edwards has got 4 races here, and the first one straight in, and it's gold. Gold in the men's 50 metres freestyle. Super swim it was. The final of the men's 50 metres backstroke for the ISCs, and Britain again in lanes 3, 4 and 5. Fastest 3 qualifiers. Favourite is Goody in 4. And the 50 metres freestyle was gold, silver and bronze in 3, 4 and 5. I'm sure Goody would like to do something about that in lane 4 here. Starts as the fastest qualifier. 50 metres backstroke.
Little reason perhaps the best reaction time. Looks recent and Goody down that first 10 metres. Goody now gradually beginning to pull away. He'll be wanting to go one better than he went in the 50 freestyle.
So Mike Goody, slightly more efficient stroke, slightly longer stroke, relying slightly less on power. Luke Reeson in 5 looking really good, very good, but it is going to be gold to Mike Goody. What a great swim it is. Gold to Goody, silver to Reeson, and bronze to Gus Hurst. 1, 2, 3 for Britain, yet another clean sweep, and these 3 guys have done it again. But I've got to say, utterly delighted for Michael Goody, winning a silver medal on the 50 metres freestyle, but stepped up to gold on the 50 back. Super stuff. Kisses as well. So Goody for Great Britain takes that 1, 2, 3. The gold to Goody, the silver to Reeson, the bronze to Hurst, and it's a 1, 2, 3 for the Brits.
Mike, you pumped your fist at the end of that race. That was the one you were really going for gold.
Yes, yeah, I mean, I love backstroke, I love butterfly. Only the backstrokes in here, it's the only 50 metres backstroke. I'd love there to be 100. But, yeah, got to the end, had a cheeky look around. I know my coach, thank you for everything, Chris. He's probably going to kill me for that, but absolutely fantastic, loved it.
Final of the men's 50 metres backstroke, ISDs. And Ben Webb starts as the big favourite, but can David Wiseman of Britain get anywhere near him in 3?
David Wiseman narrowly missed out on a gold medal in the 50 freestyle. We wanted to go one better, but there in the centre of the screen there, we see Benjamin Webb with a fantastic underwater phase, and it is David Wiseman and Benjamin Webb neck and neck down this third 25 metres. Can David Wiseman go one better?
Well, Wiseman looking good, but maybe a slightly longer, slightly more efficient stroke of Ben Webb for Australia, just starting to take it down this second 25. The white yellow hat of Ben Webb of Australia is going to take the gold on the 50 metres backstroke. He does. Gold to Ben Webb of Australia, the silver to David Wiseman of Great Britain. And it looks like it's the bronze to Jakov Mikado of Denmark. But very easy down that first 25, and then it was just really slightly more efficient stroke of the Australian. Slightly surprised with that beard. Look at that. That can't help him too much at all. Goodness me. Serious speed bump there. Shave that off, and he's going to take about 4 or 5 seconds off, I think. So Webb wins for Australia. A silver to Wiseman of Great Britain, and Denmark getting their first medal of bronze. The enormously versatile Kelly Elmlinger of the USA goes in lane 5, and the fastest qualifier for this final, Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain in 4, women's 50 backstroke.
Good starts there by all the swimmers. 100 water phase we see again there. And it's worth pointing out in this race we've got some swimmers who haven't necessarily had their injuries called out through action. One or two of them, a couple of the American swimmers, Evans and Elmlinger, who had a bone cancer, which has left them as amputees. And but right in the middle of the screen there, in lane 4, Kimberly Sterling going very strong. Well, Kimberly's already won the gold medal in the women's 50 metres freestyle. And she's going to win the 50 metres backstroke as well. Look at this, such powerful legs, really very impressive indeed. About 6 metres to go now. Kimberly Sterling of the USA is going to win her second gold medal of this Invictus Games. And she wins by a full 4 metres. Gold to Sterling of Britain, silver to Kelly Elmlinger of the USA, and the bronze up in 3 is Mary Wilson for Britain. Super swimming, but my word, it was really a power in the legs that was so impressive for Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain to win the gold. Gold and bronze to Britain. Well, she won the women's 50 freestyle by 3 seconds and now wins the 50 backstroke by 4. Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain takes the gold, Elmlinger the silver, Mary Wilson the bronze for Britain.
Kelly, that's your first medal of these swimming championships, but actually you've already won golds at the athletics and the cycling. You've had a very busy week.
I have. I've had an extremely busy week, but that's okay because it's been a great experience. I especially want to thank Great Britain, Prince Harry, his vision to come to the Warrior Games and then do it nationwide for the Wounded Warriors has been awesome. It's so great to hear the stories, you know, have the courage to share your story, and those are the things I'm definitely going to take away, is to share all the awesome experiences, all the awesome people that I've met. I can't say thanks enough to Great Britain and Prince Harry for this.
Yeah, nice sentiments there. And they're good on camera, the Americans, aren't they? To camera, back to the interview. Very, very good indeed. Liz Lowe was in action there. She's also in the breaststroke. And for Liz, well, her recovery is still very much an ongoing process.
I started off in the Royal Military Police, and then I transferred over to the Royal Horse Artillery. I was injured first of all on a tour in Afghanistan. I have real trouble with my right leg. They're still not sure if there's anything they can do with the leg or not. And until you know if there's anything they can do for you, it is quite frustrating. And it changes from the life that you had before and what you are now. You start to lose a lot of your life. A lot of my inspiration and the development now change of my life is coming to the Invictus Games and being able to do maybe what I could never do before, and B, it's given me a chance of life. Everybody's been in a similar situation and everybody has worked together. If you're feeling down or if somebody else is feeling down, we're close together. We're not just a swimming team, we're a team that looks after each other. You're striving again to be the best, like, you know, we're taught to be the best. And when we come to a competition, you want to be the best. It does give you that bit of flair of competition back in your life and a bit of adrenaline and drive. We're going to have that little bit of rivalry, but we all hope everybody's going to do the best at the end of the day. We're all here to do our best, but we're here to support each other. And if someone gets a medal, that is absolutely fantastic. We're here for each other. It's amazing. if it wasn't for the Invictus Games and people that I've met and my family, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Kimberly Sterling trying to emulate what Lewis Edwards has already done, and that's win each of the gold medals on the strokes, the back, the breast and the free. She starts favourite in lane 4. There's Kimberly Sterling steadying herself on the blocks. Final of the women's 50 minutes breaststroke for the ISC. Very quick start indeed from Mary Wilson of Great Britain in 6, but Kimberly Sterling looks good.
Very, very good. There was a variety of reaction times there off the block, but Kimberly Sterling got away very, very well. Nice, strong breaststroke. And Mary Wilson also coming through here to try and get the third medal for her, but she's had a far closer race. It's Kimberly Sterling in the lead.
Well, Sterling starting to pull away. She's had a comfortable first 25 metres, but this second 25 really starting to power away from the rest of the field. At the moment, it looks like it may well be Danielle Parry of Australia in the silver medal, but still Mary Wilson's going well for Great Britain. 1 lane closer to us. It could be a Britain 1-2. Kimberly Sterling gets the gold. The silver's mighty tight. Oh, goodness me. Well, that was so close. Not sure the silver or the bronze, but definitely the gold. Her third gold medal, Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain. Well, good luck, Kimberly. Does she need it? Gold on the back, now gold on the breast, as well as gold on the free. What a meet.
And the crowd giving very generous applause there for Chanda, the USA, as she comes in to complete her 50. Wonderful applause from both the spectators and the other competitors. Strong right the way through that 50 metres. Finishes well. But it was so tight for the silver and bronze medal. Watching it carefully here. Oh, hold on a second. Lane 3 does a front crawl finish at the very, very end. We all know that we can't do that. So I'm sure lane 3 is going to get disqualified. But it was very, very tight between Mary Wilson and Danielle Parry as well. So much to look at in that final shot. We'll just have to wait and see what the judges come up with.
Well, there's the preliminary results. We'll have to wait and see. But Kimberly Sterling certainly winning gold for Great Britain, no doubt about that. We'll have to wait to see if Renée Bertrand remains in the silver medal position with Mary Wilson the bronze.
We are just wiping the floor at the moment with everybody. It's just phenomenal, really.
And you're also involved with the athletics, so you've really had a taste of the whole games. Did you ever expect to be this successful at these games?
I didn't, because I'm 50 years old, so I'm pretty old. I think I'm one of the oldest competitors, so I just can't believe it, really. It's fantastic.
So Catherine Thompson of Great Britain trying to win her 3 individual strokes as well. The back, the breast and the free. Already got 2 in the bag. Can she get the 3rd?
Well, Verhoff of the Netherlands very slow to get down, leaving the others standing there for a while. But there we see Catherine Thompson already done so well today, and she's pulling away from the other swimmers. Only person really getting with her is Angela Mason-Matthews of Great Britain.
Well, what a swimmer is Catherine Thompson. Suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, still serving as a major in the Royal Army Medical Corps, and what a breaststroker she is, going really well. The battle is still on for the silver, the bronze, though. Look at that in lanes 5 and 6. That's Stephanie Veerhoff in 5, and 6 closer to us as Angela Mason-Matthews. But the gold, again, the 3rd time at this Invictus Games, goes to Catherine Thompson of Great Britain. The silver to Stephanie Veerhoff, and the bronze to Angela Mason-Matthews. But clear water yet again. What a meet she's having. Catherine Thompson of Great Britain, gold medalist, women's 50 breaststroke.
There we go. Once again, it was her ability to maintain that quality of technique and power through the whole 50 metres that won that for her. First 25, it was fairly close, but really just kept pulling away more and more every single stroke as she came in.
There you go, eyes on the wall now, head down as she dives towards the finish. Nicely done, another gold medal for Catherine Thompson.
Well, really dominating her category so far. Catherine Thompson of Great Britain wins the gold in the women's 50 metres breaststroke. Veerhoff the silver, Mason Matthews the bronze. So can Lewis Edwards win gold in the backstroke, the breaststroke and the freestyle? This the breaststroke, he's already won 2. Jeff Evans, vice-captain of Australia, goes in 5. His biggest threat. He's won the freestyle, he's won the backstroke. Can he win the breaststroke?
Athletes, some stopping in the water, some stopping off the block there, but Lewis Edwards, fantastic underwater again. And for me, this is his best stroke, technically his best stroke. Very even. Getting good lift out of the water. Very even with both his arms. Despite only pulling with his left arm, he still looks very even in his arms. He's took a look to either side, not sure he really needed to do that.
And quite remarkable given the fact that he's only done 2 years of swimming, really. He dug a flume, he dug a pit in his back garden, put a flume in there to practice, and my goodness me, it's paying off. Look at this. He's won the freestyle, he's won the backstroke, and now he's won the breaststroke. 3 gold medals for Great Britain's Lewis Edwards. And what a swim that was. Brilliant stuff. The silver goes to Jeffrey Evans of Australia, and the bronze, Curtis McGrath of Australia. But what a victory. 3 gold medals already, and still another race to come. What a meet he's having. Lewis Edwards of Great Britain wins his 3rd gold medal.
There's a great underwater shot in there, as I say. Very even in that stroke. A lot of power generated from the legs, but also from his left arm. Putting his body well out the water and diving forward. Beautiful swimming. Looks like he's not going to quite hit his finish, which he's had on a couple of other his events. He hasn't quite landed his finish, but there's room for improvement there. But he didn't need to do any more than he's done already today. That's 3 gold medals out of 3 for Lewis Edwards.
There's his mum and his girlfriend, Claire, Christine and Alan, his mum and dad. Wonderful. Lewis Edwards of Britain winning his 3rd gold medal. He's still got 1 more chance to get 4. Jeffrey Evans of Australia, the silver. Curtis McGrath, also of Australia, the bronze. Well, this is going to be mighty tight, I'm sure. Roden Galloway, the fastest qualifier for this final, in 4 for the USA, but Goody only half a second behind him in 5 for Britain. I miss my friend. That is that left leg that he lost when his vehicle hit that IED 6 years ago. Michael Goody, swimming team captain for Great Britain, goes in 5 in the final of this men's 50 breaststroke.
Very good start there from Galloway of the USA. Good underwater phase into his stroke well. Michael Goody's already got a silver and a gold so far, and also Luke Reeson. Sorry, I'm just distracted there by the guy doing freestyle. A little bit confused as to which race in, but it is a 50 breaststroke that we're watching. And it looks like it's Mike Goody in the lead.
Well, Goody is leading, and this is going to be very tight down this last 25 metres. Very tight indeed. Can Goody win it? Goodness me, this is going to be really close. It looks like Goody may well get it on the touch. Goody gets the gold. Goodness gracious, that was close. Maybe the silver medal's gone to Roden Galloway of the USA. I wonder if the bronze also gone to Great Britain. So close, though. But what a super start it was from Mike Goody. Well, there is the Italian. What a shocker he had. Unfortunately, he did freestyle down the first length and turned. It was a 50 breaststroke. Oh, poor chap, but no doubt about the winner, though.
No, Michael Goody did a great job there. It wasn't distracted by the Italian swimmer doing freestyle. Obviously very disappointed there, the Italian swimmer, but he does have the 100 freestyle still to come, I imagine. As soon as he tried to do it then, we haven't had that event yet.
Well, Goody's won it. Goody did win, and really that first 25, that's where he won it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful swim there, very strong, not getting distracted by what was going on around him. Galloway, we thought, would be the person to beat, and it was so, so close. Great finish there, probably the best finish we've seen today there by Mike Goody. Very tight, and the bronze medal so tight goes to Luke Reeson.
Great swimming for Goody and for Great Britain, winning the breaststroke. Gold to Goody, silver to Galloway, and Reeson, a super bronze medal for him for Great Britain. Lewis Edwards does one better than Michael Phelps here in the Olympic swimming pool. He's won his third individual gold medal. And Lewis Edwards of Great Britain, what a meet he's having. He's now won the backstroke and the breaststroke, as well as the freestyle. And it certainly doesn't matter how tall you are, does it? 3 gold medals he's won. Great shot that, look at that. The Australian Royal Marine veteran, his fastest qualifier for this final, the men's 50 metres breaststroke. David Wiseman of Britain going in 6.
All the way very evenly there. Great underwater shot there of Adrian Talbot. David Wiseman trying to go one better than he went earlier on. But it's down at the moment, and it's Adrian Talbot of Australia in the lead and pulling away.
Well, Talbot there, very reminiscent of Cam Vanderberg, the ex-world record holder on the 50 metres breaststroke, able-bodied. Look at this, very strong indeed. I say ex-world record holder because Great Britain's Adam Peaty's just broken it, but look at this. Australia going to win the men's 50 metres breaststroke for the ISDs. Australia get the gold. The silver goes to John Edmiston of the USA, and very tight indeed for the bronze. Very tight indeed. We'll have to check who won the bronze medal, but certainly the gold, no doubt about it. Adrian Talbot from Australia suffered post-traumatic stress disorder and also osteoarthritis in his hip, but that's not stopped him winning the gold on this 50 breast.
Yeah, wonderful breaststroke swimmer, really generating fantastic power. Back end of the stroke. Here we go. Beautiful technique there. Very low, keeping very low in the water, but generating a lot of power both from his legs and his arms there. Great finish all the way to the end. Silver medal there, going to John Edmiston for the USA, and then very tight for bronze, just going to Dam of Denmark.
It clearly means so much to these guys. Adrian Talbot winning gold in the men's 50 metres breaststroke, adding to that gold he won on the freestyle. John Edmiston the silver, and Nicholas Dam of Denmark the bronze.
Adrian, that's your second gold here at these games, and it was a very dominant swim. Were you prepared for this kind of performance?
Yes and no. Obviously, you know, this is beyond all my expectations. I just came here for the whole Invictus experience. But yeah, winning medals, that's just sort of blown me away, to be honest.
And it's a long way for you Australians to come. Do you feel it's been worth the trip?
Oh, most certainly. Like, thank you to Prince Harry for organising this and all the support staff that's made it happen. It's mind-blowing, you know.
A bit of the Ian Thorpes about him, and great to see Mike Goody doing well. From swimming now to indoor rowing, Matt Pinsent, who else has got a story?
This is the second day of competition at Here East, and today it's indoor rowing. You can see the machines they're going to use. They're exactly the same machines as you might find in your local gym. No one likes them at all. These ones come equipped with their very own bucket. If these guys push themselves so hard... Okay, enough of that. There are 2 different events. There's a 4-minute endurance event and a 1-minute sprint, and it's as far as you can go in the time allowed. It's that simple. But for each and every one of the athletes here, just getting to the Invictus Games has been far from simple.
I was just out on a routine patrol one evening on the 5th of October 2009, and I trod on an IED and broke my pelvis and lost both my legs, really. So, you know, I guess that's the start of the journey, I guess, to this point.
Presumably your recovery in the opening months was physical, of course, but a huge mental adjustment as well.
Yeah, it is, and it's, you know, that's the hardest battle, and it takes many months, years even, really. You know, the medics on the ground and the doctors do an incredible job to save your life and to put you back together, and you're almost a spectator with that, really. You know, there's not much you can do about getting your body healthy again, and you know, they're doing an amazing job, and it's that real battle to find your identity again afterwards. It's the hard thing.
And rowing was a discovery for you at that point?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'd never considered rowing before in my life. You know, I just thought, why not? Just give it a go. It was one of those things, you know, almost a spur of the moment decision. And this was probably 18 months before London, with a very outside chance of. I'd never rowed before, so learning to scull and then qualifying and competing, and I just sort of jumped in with both feet, really. And it just incredible, you know, to have the opportunity to represent my country again in a different way in the sporting environment. But I came fourth in London by an agonising amount. It was 0.2 of a second, and you know, it's pretty hard to take when you put so much effort into something like that. Then I had to step back, and it took me a long time to realise it was, you know, it was about the process. Where I started that process was in a hospital bed, nearly dead, and where I finished it was fourth in the world in a Paralympic final. But it took such a lot out of me, you know, emotionally as well as physically, and I had a real crash afterwards. So I wanted to just step away from it, you know, and sort my life out a little bit. And I had a few operations still to have from my injuries, and you know, I've started a family. I've got a little boy now, which puts everything into perspective, really. And I suppose only really in the last 6 months I've found that energy again to really want to push myself, and Rio's on the horizon, and you know, when you're a junkie for competition and for sport and for pushing yourself, you really can't resist, can you?
Still Nick Baton in the IR4 race that leads the way on ergo number 8. Hancock of Australia on ergo number 6, who's now putting in a bit of a brand.
What a display the competitors are putting on down there, and this crowd are absolutely loving it.
Ray Lowry of Great Britain, who's gone off really quickly with the African Christensen of Denmark. Nick Baton is going to set the tone for the distance to beat the IR4, and that is it. What an opening race, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the end of the 4-minute endurance racing, and the British team have done brilliantly with 3 golds. Nick Beaton, Anna Kelton and Jordan Beecher all are going to be standing on top of the podium for the medal ceremonies. Now they're resetting the machines for the 1-minute sprint event. This is 60 seconds of raw power.
We're away and racing. Beecher and El-Ansari racing 121 and 122. Nick Baton has a 12-metre lead over Cam Burton of Great Britain. Lowry, El-Ansari and Beecher. It's desperately close.
It was the British team with a clean sweep in the IR4. Nick Baton gold, Scott Mina silver and Cowan Botha with bronze. In the IR5, Lowry and Beecher proved unbeatable again, taking the silver and the gold. Nick, how was your second race?
Yeah, it was tough actually. Yeah, I was feeling a little bit sore and tired after the first one, but managed to hang on there, so yeah, good.
Because the gap between you did 4-minute gold medal performance this morning, and then what, an hour or so?
Hour and a half probably, yeah, so cool down, bit of a recovery and then warm up again, so it's pretty tight, but no, just absolutely chuffed, really happy, yeah, brilliant.
That's really compelling, that. I never thought indoor rowing would be, to be honest. You just see people in gyms doing that, looking miserable. That's fantastic. Great performance from the British team. OK, last visit to the swimming pool now. It's the 100 metres freestyle.
And Lewis Edwards going for his 4th individual gold medal at this Invictus Games. This, the 100 metres freestyle. And Great Britain, the fastest 4 lanes right in the centre. Look at that. The final of the men's 100 metres freestyle for the ISB category, and what a start we've got yet again from Lewis Edwards. Well, his technical abilities are just superb, and with 25 metres gone, surely the gold medal is already his.
Quite what this young man's achieved in 2 years of swimming is quite exceptional, really. Technically brilliant, very, very smooth freestyle. I'd be really interested to see what kind of time that he can do over this 100. He's talking about potentially looking at the triathlon. He was a very strong cyclist. He's a young man. He's a good runner, and he can clearly swim. So triathlon's an option for him when it comes to Rio. Brilliant, brilliant swim here.
Well, he's got about 30 metres to go in the final of this men's 100 metres freestyle. And in this pool, 2 years ago, the great Michael Phelps won 4 gold medals, but only 2 of them were individuals. Here at the Invictus Games, Lewis Edwards is going to win 4 gold medals himself, but they're all individual. And with about 6 metres to go, Great Britain's Lewis Edwards is going to take the gold. He's won the 50 free, he's won the 50 breast, he's won the 50 back, and now it's the 100 metres freestyle gold medal. And he's won by a good 15 metres. The silver and the bronze. Look at this battle for silver and bronze. Up there in 3 it's Alexander Brewer, and in 5 it's Jonathan Le Galloway. Oh, goodness me, so close. Galloway, I think, maybe just got it this side in lane 5, but that's such a close finish, Mark.
That was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, the race for gold was done and dusted in the first 10 metres, but what a race for the silver and bronze medals. Absolutely wonderful to see, and the crowd absolutely loved that. There we have the parents of Lewis Edwards and his girlfriend. What a day he's had. Here we go, Lewis Edwards coming into the turn. Nicely done, strong. Butterfly kick through beyond 5 metres. Any young swimmer watches that. You want to try and get beyond 5 metres out of that turn before you surface and breathe. And here he comes into the finish. Again, such a long way in the lead. He actually lands this finish much better than he's done some of his other finishes. And how close is this going to be for silver and bronze? Very, very tight. I think it's lane 3 that gets it. Alexander Brewer, I think.
Well, mighty tight it was. No doubt about the gold medal goes to Lewis Edwards, but the silver and the bronze, well, I can tell you, it doesn't say there, but Alexander Brewer wins it by 1/100th of a second, wins the silver medal. Jonathan Le Galloway of Great Britain, the bronze, but a gold, a silver and a bronze, a clean sweep for the Brits. Simon Harmer 4th as well. What a race for Great Britain.
You're so far out ahead of the rest of the field. You must have Rio 2016 Paralympics as a potential option for you now.
Yeah, it is an option. Yeah, that's what I started to aim for anyway. So that's where I want to get. So for this as well, for the good foot in the door, it's been fantastic.
And is there a plan of action? Is it going to be swimming you're going to choose?
Probably swimming, yeah, but drifting about the para try, but most probably swimming. So.
Well, we can't wait to see your progress, and you're a 4-time Invictus Games champion. Well done, Lewis.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
British swimming team captain Michael Goody goes as fastest qualified for the final of this men's 100 metres freestyle for ISC. But right behind him, Roden Galloway of the USA in 5. Final men's 100 metres freestyle ISC, and the British team captain Michael Goody for Great Britain goes in lane 4, and a good start he's had.
Yeah, wonderful start there from Mike. We've also got in lane 6 Darty of Italy, a swimmer who mistakenly took off on the freestyle during the 50 breaststroke. He's hoping to redeem himself. He's actually gradually coming back just into the picture there. He's in 4th place, but it is Mike Goody at the 50, followed by Luke Reeson, looking to go that bit better than he's been already today. He's had 2 bronzes and a silver, but Mike Goody now gradually pulling away.
Well, Mike Goody may be been a senior aircraftman, but he's certainly had a captain's innings here on the swimming pool. I'll tell you what, though, It looks like Luke Reeson's not letting him go up there in 3. At the moment it is Mike Goody for Great Britain, and coming out of British 1-2 again. Goody of Great Britain leading. Reeson just about in the silver medal position, but he's tying up. Oh, goodness me, what a close race that was. Michael Goody wins the gold. The silver to Luke Reeson, also of Great Britain. And Roden Galloway of the USA wins the bronze. What a start from the Brits, though. Very, very strong first 25 and never really looked back.
No, fantastic swim by both those men there. Luke Reeson, as he was coming down that final 25, was breathing and looking towards Mike Goody. Mike Goody was looking the other way, didn't realise how close it was, I'm sure. But it's a wonderful, wonderful race. So here we go, coming into the turn. Mike Goody plants his foot well, a little bit deep, a little bit loose in that turn, can tighten that up. Comes up well. But here you go, Mike Goody breathing the other way, not realising that Reeson was right on his shoulder. Making up ground all the time. Mike Goody took his first.
He had a little cheeky look over as well there, didn't he, Goody? He wasn't sure about it. Gold. And the British men in gold and silver, Michael Goody and Luke Reeson. They're both on the relay as well. Roden Galloway the bronze. And both are down there for Great Britain. The final men's 100 metres freestyle ISD, the open category. And yet again, Great Britain in the fastest lane. David Wiseman, can he win gold? 2 silvers so far. Two-lengths freestyle, the final of the men's 100 free in the ISD category. And David Wiseman of Great Britain starts as the fastest qualifier, but a very good start indeed from Ben Webb of Australia in 5.
Yeah, it's Ben Webb and David Wiseman neck and neck down that first 25 metres. Also now coming back to them is Thomas Mick. Thomas Mick, who shot an unbelievable 11 times during his time in Afghanistan. Very, very strong freestyle swimmer. It's these three really that are going to turn the lead. First turn, David Wiseman, he'll be desperate to go one better than he's done so far. He's got 2 silvers to his name already this afternoon, and he'll want to go one better and win the gold, and he is gradually pulling away from Ben Webb of Australia.
Well, he's looking very good indeed at the moment, but with 20 metres to go, can he hang on? David Wiseman got a silver on the 50 freestyle. He got a silver on the 50 metres backstroke, and Ben Webb is trying desperately to keep up with him, and it's going to be gold. Finally a gold for David Wiseman of Great Britain it is. Gold to Wiseman, silver to Webb, and a bronze medal up there in lane 3 to Thomas Mick of Estonia, their first medal of the Games. But look what it means to this young man. Wonderful stuff. David Wiseman finally gets his gold. Super.
I was reading his Twitter yesterday and it said that he was going to smash it, and he certainly smashed it there. Fantastic swim from David Wiseman. At this point here, he had it won. Such a big guy, very, if he can just carry on building his technique, his strength is superb. Build that technique, improve that stamina, we could see a lot more from this young man.
Well, we've seen Michael Phelps punching the water when he's won gold in this sport. David Wiseman just wins the same. 100 metres freestyle gold medal. Webb the silver, Mick the bronze.
David, you saved your best individual performance till last there. You finally got the gold. It looked like it meant the world to you.
Yeah, it was absolutely, it was crazy getting in that pool and doing that. When I first set out this morning in the heat, didn't realise I was going to be doing the backstroke and the breaststroke as well. I was just going to do the freestyle. So the body's pretty tired after all the heats in the morning and then all the races just there. But there was no way I was going to get that Australian beat me in that one. I've been beaten twice by Australians in my previous team. No way it was going to happen in that one.
Can Kimberly Sterling win all 4 individual races at the Invictus Games in the women's ISC category? This is the last one, 100 freestyle.
Take your mark.
Very quick start indeed from Mary Wilson down in lane 7, but a decent start right in the centre, and it is Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain, and well on track already down this first 25 metres for her 4th gold medal.
Quite a variety of swimmers and starting methods there. Some of those girls, women I should say, slightly unstable there on the block, but not the case for Kimberly Sterling. She's proved herself very, very competent athlete this afternoon. She's pulling away from the field. Let's watch her turn. Nicely done, slightly open again as some of the other swimmers have been. Can work on that. But comes up the wall strong and continues to pull away from the rest of the field.
Well, Private Sterling's had a very, very good first 30 metres of this second 50. She's looking very good indeed, still stretching out. And well, the gold medal, the 4th gold medal in a row, no doubt about it at all. The silver looks like it may well be going to Patricia Collins of the USA in lane 5, but that's not over yet. But certainly the gold medal. Look at the margin of victory. Kimberly Sterling, Private Kimberly Sterling, her 4th gold medal. Goodness me, brilliant swim. The crowd absolutely going crazy. The silver medal going to Patricia Collins of the USA, and the bronze medal really tight indeed. Could it be Sarah Webster up there in Australia? That was tight. I think it may well have gone to the Australian Sarah Webster in 3, but no doubt about the champion. A clean sweep, the 50 backstroke, the 50 breaststroke, the 50 freestyle, and now the 100 metres freestyle. It's Kimberly Sterling of Great Britain.
Some of these athletes begin to look very tired now. It's been a long day. That's the 4th race that Kimberly's been in. We've had heats and then finals. They started at 7:30 this morning. Some of them look very tired, but not so for Kimberly Sterling.
Well, it was really never in doubt, was it? Private Kimberly Sterling wins her 4th gold medal. This one's the 100 metres freestyle for the ISC. Patricia Collins of the USA gets the silver. Sarah Webster just wins the bronze ahead of Kimberly Emlinger of the USA.
Kimberly, that's 4 golds. You must be absolutely exhausted.
Oh, I'm actually not. I'm just ecstatic. I can't believe I got 4 golds. It's amazing. Yeah.
And I guess this environment has really lifted your spirits and pushed you on to the end.
Yeah, definitely. You can hear all your names and everyone. This crowd today is amazing. It's great support.
Did you ever imagine there'd be this kind of turnout, this kind of support for the Invictus Games?
Never did I expect it. But before we found out we made the team, we knew the swimming tickets are sold out, so we kind of had an idea that, wow, this is going to be quite a big games, and I'm pleased the public, like the national public, have got behind us.
The final of the women's 100 metres freestyle, ISC. Catherine Thompson in lane 4, Angela Mason-Matthews in 7, unseeded. So normally the fastest swimmer is in 4, but not in this one necessarily. The final of the women's 100 metres freestyle, ISD, and Catherine Thompson in 4. Well, she's won 3 individual gold medals already, and what a start she's had on this 100 metres freestyle in the centre.
Yeah, the initial phase of her start was fantastic. Just lifted her head up as she broke out of her underwater sumo. A little bit early, but she's so strong. She's definitely pulling away from the field. Going to be difficult to beat. And at the bottom of your picture there, Donna Davis, also of Great Britain. Oh, sorry, my mistake there. That's Angela Mason-Matthews in lane 7 in 2nd place. Great turns from the women there. These 2 girls from Great Britain pulling away. Over on the far side, we have Erin Stewart and Nahale of Australia backing it out for the bronze medal. But it's the 2 Brits in the lead.
So Major Catherine Thompson going for her 4th straight gold medal, trying to keep up with her as Angela Mason-Matthews closer to us, but it's going to be 4 in a row. Major Catherine Thompson wins her 4th gold medal. What a meet she's had. Brilliant swimming from her. Another silver medal for Angela Mason-Matthews, and right at the top there, it's Nahale of Honolulu and the USA taking the bronze and saluting the crowd, taking that bronze medal. Some super swimming, but no one can get anywhere near Major Catherine Thompson, 4 golds. Well, she's really dominated the swimming pool. Catherine Thompson of Great Britain wins her 4th gold. Angela Mason-Matthews has swum really well to get silver in this 100 metres freestyle. And the Harley of the USA takes the bronze.
It's been awesome. The whole week's been amazing. I've just been here with everyone else, and the whole team together has just been better than anybody. It's really good.
And how much does it inspire you watching the rest of your teammates do so well, and you kind of doing it as a massive team effort?
It's definitely about Team GB and like getting medals as a group rather than as an individual. Like, it's just part of it. It's been really good, just amazing the whole week.
And Angela, that's another medal for you. Yeah. When you go back home now, how does things change? You're going to maybe consider taking swimming a bit more seriously now?
If I can get rid of the horses, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah, I'll carry on training as and when I can, but I'd love to come back next time it's on, because it has been amazing. It's been fantastic, and I couldn't have come second to a better person.
And the final sporting action of these Invictus Games was the men's 4x50 metres relay. Another dominant performance for Britain. Mike Goody, David Wiseman, Luke Reason and Fergus Hurst with the quartet, and it was Fergus Hurst who brought them home first. 4 people got 4 gold medals in the pool: Mike Goody, Lewis Edwards, Kimberly Sterling and Catherine Thompson. Certainly has been some performance, hasn't it, by the British swimming team. OK, BBC Invictus website. You can get all the information there. We hadn't had time to catch up with the powerlifting, but to quickly tell you the headlines. There was 3 gold medals in the men's lightweight. It was team captain Mickey Yule, and then James Wilson got gold in the men's heavyweight, and in the women's heavyweight, it was Carolyn Duffley. So there's a full report on the website for that. And I'm delighted to say, joining me in the studio, a couple of gold medalists, Dave Henson, Charlie Walker. Many congratulations. And fresh from your medal ceremony in the sitting volleyball. First of all, these games as a whole, before we get onto the performance, Dave, you're the team captain. It must have exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I could never have expected anything like this. It's been an absolute roller coaster of emotions, I think. You know, it's ups, not many downs all the way through. I didn't expect it to be anything this size. I didn't expect the support that we've had. It's just been absolutely phenomenal, you know. I feel like now I've seen everything, and it's pretty good.
I know. Charlie is the poster boy in the studio. You can see him. There you are. Charlie, 3 amazing kind of events in the copper box. The wheelchair rugby, though, for me, stands out. I mean, you led that team head and shoulders there, so close at the end. What are your memories of that?
Not a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, it was just hard work. You know, we came off that and just left nothing out there, you know. But it is a team effort, you know. Rugby's one of those games where you can't do it on your own. You probably shouldn't watch the ball, you should watch what the other 3 are doing to create the space for you.
And Ryan McIntosh was your kind of counterpart, wasn't he, in the US team? And you really put one over on him, and he was simbin, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah. Felt a bit bad for him at the end. But, you know,
after he's got the gold medal.
Yeah, you've got to play the game, you know. The referee was calling him out for a lot of things. You know, you've got to tempt him into it and just keep going.
Take a little look now at yourself in action. I mean, it was tight all the way to the end. I mean, unlike the sitting volleyball and the wheelchair basketball, where you got a bit of a buffer early on, there was pressure right to the end. Denise Lewis was enjoying it. I spoke to her afterwards. She said it was wonderful. How did you cope with that?
You just remember your training. You know, we've got Jenks and Mike who've taken us through it from not being able to do the game at all to, you know, winning the gold. It's all thanks to them, thanks to the guys on the team, you know, getting us there.
Yeah, a gold medal from today on day, but you got your first one on day 1. And that was the one you wanted, wasn't it, the 200 metres?
Yeah, the 200 metres is what I've been working hard at, you know, for a long, long time. I've played quite a lot of volleyball beforehand, but this was the one I wanted.
And you pulled out the 100, haven't you? Deliberately to focus on this?
Yeah. I prefer to run the 2 than the 1. Most doubles do, just because of that acceleration phase isn't so great. So actually, over the 200, you get more opportunity to express that top speed, I think. Yeah.
And the performances that you've put in here and just recently, does it make you think about Rio, possibly?
It certainly makes me want to take it further, for sure. So I'm going to be spending a lot more time with my coach over the next 12 months, and we'll see perhaps next summer. I think there's some big competition going on. perhaps I can get involved with.
Perhaps you can get involved. Let's take a look at the medal table. Obviously, the emphasis is on participation rather than on medal tables. But as team captain, Dave, what do you make of that?
That's pretty spectacular, right? Look at that.
Pretty special.
It's pretty special, right? But I've seen over the last 6 months the effort the boys and girls have put in to be here. This is so important for their recovery, and all they've had to do is just focus on their sport and focus on what it is that they're doing, and it's reflected in that table. You know, it just shows the passion that the guys have got for this.
And also just great stuff from Jaguar Land Rover sponsoring this, really important.
Yeah, we couldn't have done it without all the sponsors that we've had, and Jaguar Land Rover has been particularly key. You know, it's been fantastic.
Indeed. Let me remind you, we're back again this evening at 8 p.m. It's the closing ceremony, the closing concert. We're going to have the Foo Fighters, Ellie Goulding, I think the Kaiser Chiefs. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think the boys and girls are buzzing for it. A few drinks, perhaps.
And you can kind of relax a little bit now, can't you? The build-up to this has been huge. You've got the gold medals. It's been a huge success.
Yeah, I'm going to find somewhere to get my head down.
You think you'll have a bit of a rest? Yeah. OK, well, look, thanks very much, guys. And I think everybody in the country is incredibly proud of what you do. And I think we have a better insight now to the sacrifices you make. And now, Prince Harry. Well, I don't know if you can give a knighthood to a prince, but it'd be a jolly good idea. Will we do this again? It would be rude not to, so I'll say until next time at the Invictus Games, goodbye.
You're all I need to get by. 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 As long as I got you, then baby, you know that you got me. One look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. With my arms open wide, I threw away my pride. I sacrificed for you, dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead. I'll be right there in a time of need. And when I lose my will, be right there to push me up that hill. There's no looking back or up. No, it ain't baby. We got our love and show love. That's enough. You're all I need. You're all I need, baby, to get by. Goodbye.